Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Shenandoah Esports Arena located at beautiful Winchester, Virginia here tonight. We have a good few matches coming up here this evening to start things off. The potential of a doubleheader here in Rocket League, and as well as some Super Smash Bros. So this is going to be quite the night here. And frankly, I cannot wait to get this one kicked off. I mean, first things first, we have our Rocket League matchups here tonight. First up against Ferris State. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ben Kincaid, joined by Chris Clayton, and this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, we are winding down here. I mean, like, it's crunch time. We're approaching the end of the regular season for both of our leagues, but tonight we will see NACE for Rocket League. They're playing 2 matches tonight. Their match for next week getting rescheduled to today. We may bring you through both. We'll have to see because we have our Smash Bros matchup as well, like you said. So a lot of esports action going on. We'll be bringing you through a lot of it throughout the night, but take a look at these standings here, and again, it's crunch time, right? These are critical matchups now as SU sits right there in the middle of the pack at number 5, 2-3, and taking on Ferris State here in their first matchup. A 1 game separating these two teams, but with a Ferris State win, they take the head-to-head.
Yeah, that would give them the head-to-head, and they also have FIU later tonight as well, another 1-4 team, but that is yet to come, right? We have to get through this Ferris State team first. Let's take a quick look at what those head-to-heads look like here. I mean, we can see the series records, right? 2-3, 1-4. The games won as well, heavily in favor there of SU, 7-9, whereas on the side of Ferris State, 5-14. Not what you are looking for here from this squad.
Yeah, both of these teams still just sort of struggling to get over that 500 mark. SU a bit closer to it than Ferris State, but Ferris State playing some higher level competition so far throughout the season as SU looking to cement themselves in the top half because, like we said, their 2 remaining matchups are both 1-4 teams. So SU does have an opportunity with 2 wins today to finish the regular season above 500, and that would be very exciting for this team.
Yeah, that would be a huge accomplishment for this SU roster. And, well, speaking of rosters, might as well take a quick look at what the competition looks like. Here on the side of Ferris State, we have Just Sky, Pulse, and Tony here in the driver's seats for Ferris State. An SSL and, I believe, 2 GC1s on the squad here tonight for Ferris State. So looking to put up a fight against SU's roster.
Yeah, very similar roster to this one on your screen. It sounds like 1 pretty serious heavy hitter and then 2 sort of facilitators trying to enable the team's potential between the 3 of them. The SU this semester has really taken a very different approach to their roster in the form of Mango, the traditional superstar for this team, the playmaker, sort of taking a backseat, taking less aggressive solo plays and building around his team, using Pagani and Kiazi to their fullest potential. And those 2 those 2 facilitating players have absolutely lived up to that role.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job transitioning from defense to offense here, supporting Mango in any way they can, but throughout this semester, this year, we've seen a lot of Mango on the defensive end of the ball. We've seen a lot of Kiazi on offensive, Pagani kind of mixing his way into that offensive pressure, largely playing that midfield role is Pagani here for SU. Usually it's Mango and Kiazi kind of going on that offensive side, but sometimes we do see the commit from midfield come through, the challenges, as we see some smiles on the faces of the players as they, I believe, are finishing up their initial scrim here right before tonight, or at least just getting warm. You can see it in the glasses of Griff. Absolutely locked in, by the way. Holy moly.
I was going to say, can we talk about Griff's or Mango's microphone there? That thing was almost going up his nose. But he's absolutely locked right now and ready for an important win. I mean, again, we said it. This team has taken a different approach this semester, but I think it boils down a lot to their rotations have been more fluid this semester compared to previous semesters. While Mango is still on the offensive side of the ball, he has been quick to get back. Pagani, usually the one very comfortable sitting in the backfield, sitting on his own side of the field, getting more comfortable, pushing up past the midfield point, and Kiazi obviously putting some serious shots on goal this semester. All of these players sort of sticking to what they've been doing best, but we've really seen a resurgence in the parts of the game where they have not thrived in previous semesters, and it has resulted in an exciting formula.
Yeah, I mean, they have been messing around with some new things, some new formulas, like you say, and it's been working pretty well so far, right? I mean, I know we sit at that 2-3 record, but it's been close games through and through, right? SU has been doing a great job at keeping up with the pace of play and frankly, taking the challenges where they are needed and transitioning that very well into offensive pressure, right? Their defense has been looking very, very strong. Sure, at the beginning of the semester, we saw some miscommunication, some miscues here and there, but frankly, it seems like it's been cleaned up a lot here towards the tail end of this semester, of this regular season here for NACE, and they're trying to punch their ticket to a potential playoff berth here tonight.
Yeah, that's a lot on the line. I also just realized that I am a floating head and hands with a Gen G text. We just got a good look at ourselves. That's on me. Repping the brand. Shout out SU. Signing a new partnership deal with Gen G. But didn't quite think that one out. I mean, I am properly invisible. But anyway,
it works.
It does work. I want to look back to last week. Last time we saw this Rocket League team play was against Cumberland's B team, where they found themselves down 3-0 and started to mount a impressive looking comeback, winning the next two games, and in those two games putting together some of the most cohesive offense I've seen from them all season. And that has been the story of this team, not only this semester, but in previous semesters, right? They tend to be a bit of a scaling team, you know, like a T1 at Worlds. You start maybe learning, I was going to say learning the patch. That's more of a T1 thing. But finding your feet, feeling out, getting a download on the opponents, and then applying what you've learned throughout the season to your game later on in the important games. And while they did fall short and had to dig themselves out of a bit too deep of a hole in that series, it was exciting to see it all really click, because you really could feel sort of a switch flip in their minds and in their play that resulted in a very exciting Rocket League series. So that's the question coming into tonight. Is that the SU Rocket League we're going to see? Are they going to take time to get there again? Because that's what this team needs to establish now, is the consistency to perform at that level.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, right? I mean, last week, they, like you said, they looked very, very good. They were very aggressive in the air, not afraid to take these midfield chows, which we saw a little bit of hesitancy earlier on in the semester, and they've been winning out on them, right? They've been winning their 50s and not being afraid to have a ball go past, because they know that the rotation is already coming through from the other members of the team, right? They know that someone's always going to be back to catch a clear, catch a shot, if necessary, and it's kind of opened up and elevated the confidence, I feel, of this team. They've been far more aggressive in the aerial challenges, and it's been able to open up a lot of passing avenues from this team as well. I mean, we've seen a lot of backboard passes, some upper corner goal passes with some follow-ups coming through, and some fakes, some trickery coming through as well last week from this roster. So I mean, everything is trending in a very positive direction. It's just a matter of how long it takes them to get going, right? Because we know watching SU, it takes them a little bit, right? They don't usually hit game one rolling, right? Sometimes they do, and that's always a pleasant surprise. But it does take usually a game or two to really fall into that flow state for this roster.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is not a one-sided game either. There's a lot that we don't know about Ferris State, especially when you match up into a team so similar structurally to your own. It can be tempting, if Mango feels the pressure of, hey, I'm statistically the best player on this team, and they have a very similar lineup, and they have one play. What is going on out there?
I think it's just his shirt, honestly. I don't know.
Mango might feel a lot of pressure to sort of, outperform that individual, maybe feel the need to shut down that individual and let his emotions creep into the game where they shouldn't. And, these are all mental aspects to the game that can affect anybody. I mean, what
Kiazi, wake up, bro. What's going on
out there?
We saw the fast camera look there from Pagani as well, a little side eye to the camera. I appreciate the zoom as well onto Kiazi's spasm or whatever that was. I mean, it was definitely a yawn, but it elevated to something greater.
Yeah.
Not sure necessarily what that was, but hey, regardless, the team looks like they're having fun. They're happy to be here tonight, and that is always a good sign with this roster.
Yeah, this team's very vibes-based, and that goes into what I was saying. It can be easy going up into a roster like Ferris State's that is so similar to yours to sort of let your emotions creep in and feel like you need to prove yourself more than normal. But it's good to see the team looking loose. Mango not looking up from his phone for a solid 90 seconds now.
I'd say so.
Where are your eyes, Pagani?
Whoa.
Come on now.
he leaned forward. Something just happened on his screen that he's dumbfounded. He's like, what? What just happened? Yeah, look, he's looking back at the camera. He's a little eye roll there. Oh my goodness. I love it when they're just goofy. I don't know. It's just so fun to watch this team. They are just full of vibes, full of positivity. Kiazi, though. All right. So hope maybe there's a pan. He's going to do something afterwards. No, he's locked. He's locked in. He's training. I think he's in Baku's mod on some custom training courses right now. But yeah, locked in. Love to see it from Kiazi here.
Hey, be sure to follow us on our socials, by the way. We've been posting our player intros. You can get to know these players a bit more beyond the car soccer if you want to get to know these players a bit more than what we see on stream, because these are some entertaining guys. And, we talk about it a lot up here. We always refer to this team as a vibes team. But, yeah, they're all great guys, and they love each other a lot. They just go out there and have a great time, even through wins and losses. But the truth is sometimes, that does affect their play. And sometimes it's a great team. Sometimes it's a great thing. Sometimes it does get in the way for them. And again, it's all a matter of when the clock starts ticking, what SU are we going to see? Hopefully a very confident, a very aggressive, and a very cohesive team. But if things start to spiral, I mean, we saw it last week with Cumberland. They surprised me after going down 3-0, really started to build a comeback. It wasn't enough in the end, but that was a very impressive shift in momentum. But that's not sustainable at all. You cannot keep going into holes like that. So I do think these first two games are very critical.
Yeah, it's going to be a big tell of what SU is going to look like for the remainder of a series, right? We've seen the mental get out of hand in some cases. I mean, we've seen the communication kind of drop, not a lot of comms throughout the team. So we'll have to see if that happens here today, but I don't foresee that happening just based off of just those player cams alone, right? They look like they are having fun and are going to take whatever happens with pride and on the chin, whatever it may be. So it's definitely going to be a good matchup here tonight. I think the teams are very even in skill level. I mean, we have GC 2 and 3, and then Mango's SSL, and then on the side of Ferris State, we have SSLs and GC 1s on that roster. So a fairly even skill level on paper. At least we know that in team formats, things can drastically change when you play with 3 people and you can talk to the other 2 the entire time. It's not just like a 3v3 and you can't talk to anyone other than ping, and that doesn't really help you that much when you say what a save and you miss it instead.
Right. Yeah, it's not a great way to play Rocket League. I will say from experience. But yeah, we should be getting into things here soon as game time is approaching. I saw that we were attempting to load into a lobby, but it looks like we might be having some tech issues. So hopefully that will get resolved soon and we can get this thing underway. Because like we said, there's a lot of esports action here tonight at the Shenandoah Esports Arena. This is not our only match of the night. We've got another Rocket League match awaiting the results of this one, as well as Smash taking on a very important opponent in Fisher Navy. So hopefully, yeah, it sounds like our producer said that we're getting close. We're getting there, sorting things out, but hopefully we'll get things underway for you soon here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun night regardless, I feel, of the outcome. I know this Rocket League roster likes to, first and foremost, have fun. Wins are, of course, welcome whenever they come their way, but they are definitely a team here to have a blast in what is turning out to be a pretty fun season with this squad. I mean, you mentioned the social media posts of getting to know our players a little bit more, which is always a blast for the viewers. I mean, I know I'm in class with two of them. I mean, I know them pretty well, but for you guys to kind of learn a little bit more behind the scenes of how our team kind of operates and the personalities that we have behind our teams is always a fun thing. And we had some Smash Bros. Ones come out earlier as well. I mean, we've got the Varsity team here to perform in NACE here tonight in a good matchup here against Fisher. So, I mean, through and through, I think this is going to be a pretty exciting night of general esports.
Yeah, I mean, SU Smash is on a tear right now, to put it simply. If any of you are here just for Rocket League, I would encourage you to stay all the way until we get to Smash if you are able, because this team is really putting something special together for what is, I believe, Igloo and Kip's last semester.
I know Igloo for sure. I think Kip might have one more, but I know Igloo is done here this semester. Which
so
is
what sort of feels like a last hurrah for this team, they are humming. I mean, like
they're looking good.
They are undefeated in NACE. They got put in a bracket of death in NECC after coming in second overall just last year at NECC Nationals, finishing as runner-ups. They got put in Division 1, where Smash did not have divisions last year, and they get to play against all of the borderline, if not borderline, professionals in the collegiate Smash Bros. Scene, and they're still making the most of it. They had a huge win last week over one of those teams that they needed to pick up a bit of a surprise win over, and their formula is really starting to come together, and it's showing. That team has a lot of energy, and they're looking for results this semester.
I mean, they've been looking great. The win you mentioned is the UCF win there in Week 3, a very, very positive win for that SU roster. I mean, NACE, we know that they have now advanced to, I believe, 4-0 on the year, so they are looking extremely, extremely well. I mean, they fell 1 to Northwood, but, I mean, Northwood is good, if you didn't know, in the collegiate Smash Bros. Scene. So it's going to be a very fun night of Smash Bros. Once we roll around to it. But I do believe we will be hopping into game here fairly shortly. Some technical difficulties, I think, possibly still going on just for a little bit there. But regardless, I mean, the team seems prepared. I mean, you can see it in the face cams, jerseys on Kiazi, still locked in as always. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night. I'm excited to see what happens for both of our varsity squads here tonight. And regardless of the outcome, I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, just important games across the board tonight, and that makes everything inherently more exciting. I'm dying to know what issues we're running into here for Rocket League, as we are quickly approaching 15 minutes past the game time. Sounds like we had issues with an update today with the game. That is tough. Our producer is saying today as of about 15 minutes ago.
That'll do
so
it.
That's esports, baby. This is how we operate. We don't get to choose how to play our games. So, bear with us. We have to kneel down to the psionics gods, and we'll hopefully get into games soon.
Yeah, hopefully very soon. I mean, that's just like you go to play a game, you're like, oh, I can't wait to play this, and then it's in maintenance for the next 2 hours, and you're like, oh, well, that kind of stinks. Like, I was looking forward to playing this game, and now I have to wait 2 hours for maintenance to stop. That happens a lot.
Tough.
In pretty much any game, frankly. I mean, even if it's just solo player games, it doesn't have to be multiplayer. But yeah, so unfortunate that an update just decided to be like, hey, hi, update me, please. So we're getting through that. We'll be able to hop in the game here shortly. I don't know if that was just like a back of house problem, or if they had to update too. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless of the situation, we are very close to getting underway here tonight.
Yeah, and while we wait, I mean, like, a lot of our Rocket League analysis just sort of depends on getting into game.
Yeah.
So, elsewhere in the esports world,
Yeah,
there was a pretty exciting thing that happened last night.
There is.
If for any of you watching at home that are League of Legends fans,
Ooh, yeah.
maybe wondering why my voice is a little hoarse, it's because we were up, and by we, I mean I was up
Yep,
till the wee hours of the morning watching some League of Legends over in China.
Banger, by the way.
Very exciting series. Shout out! Hopefully, if you care about spoilers, cover your ears. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Shout out to T1 for taking a commanding win over IG in what was a very exciting series.
Very true.
But yeah, League Worlds, best time of the year for esports. I'll say it.
I agree.
I mean, this is Christmas for us
pretty
esports
much.
kiddies,
Pretty
and
much.
that's obviously why I had to stay up until about 8:30 a.m. And then take a 2-hour nap before my classes.
Yeah, so I would have joined you, but I unfortunately had a presentation this morning that I probably
You made the right decision.
I think I made the right decision of sleeping before said presentation, which went swimmingly. I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, I mean, we enter fly through, guys. We are so close to this game starting here against Ferris State. Well, it'll look a little different on your screens, and the reason why is because our overlay is having a little fun here after this update. So as we hop into this game, we can already see the aggression getting poured on here by SU right off of kickoff, trying to find this clear. Pagani getting demoed there off of that one. Mango now catching that one into the corner, trying to find a cross. Kiazi, full boost to work with up in the air, takes the shot, tries to go low, but Pulse is there for the save.
Yeah, great team effort there from SU. A nice way to start the game with a good, little coordinated play with a nice shot on goal from Kiazi, just well defended by the Ferris State back line. Like we said, yeah, it sounds like the update that we just mentioned is giving us some technical difficulties on our score bugs. So SU in blue, Ferris State in orange. We might be able to get it sorted out by the end of the series. If not, shouldn't really matter. I mean, yeah, we'll keep you updated on series score. But wow, Sky puts one right past Kiazi. I thought he was going to be able to get there in time, so I didn't feel very urgent. But Kiazi caught a little too far up, can't get back in time, and nice shot put right behind him.
Yeah, it looked like Kiazi was going to try to go for that contest there midfield, but was a little bit hesitant, didn't really know what they wanted to do on that save opportunity from Kiazi. Opts to go back towards the goal line, and of course not there fast enough. Sky first on the board here for Ferris State. Mango, some boost to work with, tosses one up in the sky. Won't be able to make contact. Pagani the one to follow up, but nevertheless, Ferris State back on defense, able to push that one out of harm's way as we're just about a minute and a half into this game.
Yeah, SU controlling the ball for a good amount of times. Mango gets a good touch there, letting it drop and finding one off the ground to put it to the top left corner. Nice little aerial maneuver here. Sky just caught trying to sort of neutral jump and just tap into A, and it's not enough. Mango finding the mechanics to tie this game up.
And Mango tying this one up one apiece here. Kickoff yet again going in favor of SU here. Sky the one to meet it up in that corner, trying to find that far side clear. Able to do so, but caught by Kiazi quite quickly. Tries to take it themselves. Tony is there on the defensive end to pinch that one up against that crossbar. Let's see what Ferris State can do now on this offensive side. Sky with some room to work with, finds the demo. Pulse the one with the shot, but Pagani there on the defensive end for SU. Long pass, far corner. Won't be able to connect with Mango.
Yeah, that was a huge demo on the offensive side there from Ferris State. That really did open up a window as Mango opted to let the ball drop. But this time around, no demos needed as Pulse finds the rebound off of a shot there that goes a little high. Maybe not even a shot, just to set up off the backboard. Pulse very much in place at the right time, and no defenders home, and SU finds himself in a 1-goal deficit once again.
Yeah, Pulse able to pull the trigger on the triple commit coming through there from Ferris State does pay off. A musty from Pagani there into the corner, but can't follow that one up as the defense from Ferris State is already set up. But now halfway through game number 1, and well, SU find themselves down 1 here in a very important game to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Oh.
We'll go off of the backboard is Pagani with the shot on goal, but won't be able to find the connection as now it's Mango's turn to try to take it themselves. We'll just drop that one back into that lower corner yet again.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Mango fake that second touch because I believe Pagani was in position to put one on net. But Mango takes it himself, can't quite find the angle. He'll look for one more. Again, a tight angle there, and Kiazi now forced to try and kill the counterattack. Pagani now takes it up into the air and is met by Sky, but wins the 50 pretty convincingly. So Tony forced to clear it right back to Mango, but he misses the ball or gets a bad touch. I didn't see what happened, but lost it behind him. Now Ferris State's going to get a look of their own.
Pulse trying to get active here on the offensive side, but not a whole lot of boost to work with in that scenario. Mango tossing this ball up, trying to find the cross pinch. Pagani there, unable to follow up. I believe it's Kiazi coming from midfield, trying to follow up on that center ball from Mango, but just kind of flips awkwardly and whiffs on the ball there. Now it's Kiazi again, passed down short to Mango. Pagani with the follow-up. Mango with a follow-up touch, can't quite get there in time. Ferris State defense holding strong. 1 minute to go and up 1.
Yeah, I have to say I'm liking that SU is finding each other around the field. It feels like all 3 players from this Hornet squad have great eyes for the field right now, but they're just not quite able to execute or just yet not able to put it all together and not able to get to the ball first when they need to. Pagani there again with a nice pass from Mango, just not enough. Sky was all over it, but I like the passing plays. I like the avenues that they're finding, just not quite getting it in the net just yet.
Yeah, Pagani trying to maintain possession there with that midfield touch. Kiazi, no boost to work with, won't be able to go up and challenge that aerial dribble coming through from Ferris State. But now we enter the final 20 seconds here of game number 1. They need to find a goal, try to force an overtime, but right now Ferris State in prime control of the momentum of this game. Sky with a clear that goes on target. The follow-up, Kiazi is there on the save to try to keep it a 1-score game, but Pulse will be able to bury it and take game 1 here for Ferris State after this kickoff.
Yeah, that last bump by Sky from the net just to sort of whopper jaw Kiazi on the defense, and that means that'll be a dagger for Ferris State. They'll take game 1 by 2 goals, but both teams establishing their rhythm. Not disappointed from what I saw from SU by any means. Just coming up short. I mean, we get to see here in the prod room or in our casting booth the final stats, and SU actually winning the shots game, putting more shots on net, just not finding their pay dirt yet.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how good Ferris State was on defense, right? Every single pass play that they took off of that back wall, there was a defender in the perfect spot for Ferris State to find these saves. I mean, we saw early on there with Kiazi trying to take that ball down low and sneak it through the bottom of the defense, but couldn't quite find that hole. I mean, a great placement there from Ferris State of their car, able to kind of defend both options, that mid-goal shot to that low. If you went high, maybe that one goes in, but the angle that Kiazi was at didn't really allow for that kind of crossbar angle there on that shot as we remain in our fly through here. This is, mind you, a best of 5, unlike our NECC matches, which are all best of 7. So not a whole lot of time for SU to adjust in terms of series game potential, but still plenty, still does have time to try to adjust here in this game too.
Yeah, and if you're looking at things to adjust, it feels like the defense of Ferris State was really prepared and in position consistently for the passing plays I was talking about, for the shot from the second man. And so if you're catching on to that, if Ferris State does keep making plays on the ball from the second man, then yeah, maybe they do start putting shots on from an individual effort. That time just an unfortunate kickoff goal. I mean, this is Rocket League. Pagani just forced, or little flat-footed there, but hard to play around goals like that. A tough break to start game 2 for SU.
Yeah, not what you want to see in those first 6 seconds here from SU off of that game 1 loss, but still plenty of Rocket League to be played. Just like you said, a flat-footed save there coming through from Pagani. Kiazi trying to go towards that far left post, but unable to find it with all that speed, pushing that ball just a little bit wide.
Yeah, Pagani now gets the corner boost and has a window to make a play here. Kiazi upfield takes their corner boost. Oh, but Pagani just barely misses the ball, so we'll give up possession there. Mango forced to go pinch it off the wall and into the net. Kiazi with a great touch there forces Sky to go up and make a play on the ball, but fortunately no follow-up there. Sky got a great touch on the ball in response, so some good individual efforts from a lot of these players so far. We're only a minute into this game. It feels like a pretty different storyline so far.
Yeah, I mean, Ferris State looking pretty good here. Another shot going just wide there from Sky. Pagani, the one in the air. Do they get it past the defense?
Oh,
yes, but can follow up beautifully. Tony with the initial save, but Pagani there to follow up and tie us up 1 apiece.
Yeah, Tony just gets a little ahead of the ball and is forced to sort of come back to it. Ends up just dropping it dead right in front of the net. So SU with a quick response. A lot of game left, but again, we've seen this look before as once again, just a tough kickoff goal. Bounces right over Pagani and Mango here. And Kiazi just not able to turn back from the corner boost fast enough. 2 kickoff goals is a great way to blow up your momentum in your mental game, but SU gonna have to fight through it and just find a way to deal with it for now, as Kiazi gets a nice shot on goal from that kickoff. But now nobody home once again for SU. A breakaway now as Ferris State pulls up 2 goals.
Yeah, 3-1 now, and I mean, that was, what, 2 goals in just about 10 seconds there as we enter the 2nd minute of play in game number 2. So, I mean, SU, these kickoffs not going their way thus far in game number 2. Already back on the defensive side off the post. The shot goes right into the net. Sky, the one with that goal, their 2nd of this series. But yeah, you can see the defense just not set up yet on the side of SU.
Yeah, if you're SU, you gotta find a way to slow this game down. There's still a lot of time left, a lot of Rocket League left to be played, but this is quickly getting out of control. So they have to find a way to slow this game down. Maybe, oh man, maybe not, except SU does find a quick response. Not a bad gig. I said slow the game down, but if you're able to make plays like that, well, I guess that works. I'll stand corrected, but still 2 more goals needed to at least tie this thing up. But that's a heck of a way to start what would need to be a 3-goal comeback.
Yeah, that's about 3 goals in 20 seconds of gameplay, right? We're only, well, we still have 3.5 minutes here to go in this game. Just goals getting tossed in left and right thus far. SU, of course, still finding themselves with that 2-goal deficit, but still showing the potential that they have on the offensive side. Now has to fight out from this defensive side of things as well. A little bump there, a little miscommunication coming through from the Hornets, but does not look like it is going to be costly for them as they maintain that 2-goal deficit, but still struggling now to find clears and capitalize on them. Unable to follow up on this offensive side as we see Sky up in the air, shot on goal. The ball barely not going in, bouncing in front of the net there. So good defense coming through from SU.
Yeah, I'm liking the low boost plays we're seeing from SU too in these last 30 seconds or so. SU not willing to give up on a play just because their boost numbers are 10-0. Still finding passing lanes, falling onto the ball when they need to, and making plays where they need it. But playing with low boost is also not sustainable. So something I'd like to see SU change up a little bit, but for what it's worth, being in low boost situations, they have been playing well here in this last minute.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go here now. Sky with the demo onto Kiazi, but Mango's the one in control, trying to find that drop down pass there to Pagani, but instead it gets pinched far corner on side of SU's half of the pitch. Pagani goes low, a pass to Pulse, centered from that player of Ferris State, but no one there to follow up for the squad. The double tap coming through from Sky off that post will be found, and it's now 5-2 in favor of Ferris State.
Yeah, that felt like one you couldn't afford if you're SU. Pagani just a little late on the rotation. The double tap off the sidewall. Take a bit of a long developing play, but Pagani just a little too far on the backside of the goal. So Mango gonna have to score a quick one. And he does exactly that. 0 boost, 0 problems. And we keep this thing a 2-score game.
And you got to think of the fake there as well onto Pulse, able to readjust the car and go into that far corner instead of where Pulse was positioned there. They, like you say, find themselves back within 2, but a minute and a half to go here. They need to be able to find something and find something fast. Mango with some boosts to work with, but Sky able to find that double tap. Kiazi with the cross, but no one else from SU able to follow up. Pagani, the one in the corner, finding the pass, and Mango able to catch that one beautifully. Now, only down 1 is SU.
Man, I mean, this game is so hard to get a read on. Just 20 seconds ago, this was a 3-goal deficit, and I said that felt like one you couldn't afford to give because I didn't think there would be enough time in the game to make up for it. Well, this game has absolutely proven me wrong. On both sides, both of these teams showing that they're able to score quick when needed, but Pagani again just caught with his car perpendicular to the ball and can't make a play on it. So tough 50 there from Mango and Pagani. Ball just dies right in front of the net and waits for Sky to punch it in. So 2-goal deficit once again, but still over a minute to play, and with how this game has gone, that's plenty of time.
Yeah, this is certainly a back-and-forth game here, right? I mean, we're approaching the final minute, and it's 6-4 in favor of Ferris State. Sky, the one with the carry, trying to find a clear for their team, but can't quite find what they were looking for. Pulse instead will be the one to find a clear. Was not on target, but still able to transition into some offensive pressure. Tony with a shot, Kiazi there with the save, and now SU, you got 45 seconds left. You're down 2. You have to find a goal in the next couple of seconds.
Yeah, it is approaching desperation time in this game specifically. 30 seconds left. Pagani going up to try to set Mango up, but a nice touch there by Sky to get rid of any danger. Also by Pulse. One more by Sky again. The defense really showing up for Ferris State, not letting these plays develop. And now with low boost, forced to rotate back, SU is running out of time. Pagani's going to try to get this one downfield quick, but with 10 seconds and a man up to meet you, it won't be enough. SU's looking like they're going to drop to 0-2 in this series.
Yeah, 1 second on the clock. As soon as this ball hits the ground or finds a goal, this game will be done. And Dustin still being kept up thus far by members of both teams, but nonetheless, SU drop 0-2 in the series and now have to come back with a reverse sweep to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, just a weird game from both sides, admittedly, but especially for SU, just weird kickoff bounces, weird setups, weird 50s, just leading to unfortunate goals. It's hard to blame a game on, bad luck. I'm not a fan of that at all, but this is a game that's going to make me question that. That was just, weird sequence after weird sequence, and SU caught on the wrong side of all of them. Still able to put up 4 goals in crunch time and find quick responses when they needed to, and that's a very important thing to be able to put on tape here for this team, that they can score quick, they can respond quick, and they can score in critical moments, but again, just not enough to get over the hump for a win here, and it leads to SU taking their timeout down 2-0 in a best of 5.
And a timeout coming through from SU, you saw in the player cams there as well. Mango doing some coaching to the squad. It's not over yet, right? We've seen miracles come through from this team. We've seen plenty of reverse sweeps, plenty of Game 7s, Game 5s go the Hornets' way with this roster. So not done and dusted. I'd like to see what SU cook up here in game number 3 to try to stay alive. But right now, it just feels like the defensive rotations are a little behind the ball, right? They're not able to get there quick enough. Maybe it's props to Ferris State being able to capitalize on clears that seem like they might not be able to be transitioned into something, but they are able to transition that into something. A lot of it is Sky in the air, able to find these aerial dribbles and really set up follow-up potentials here from Pulse and Tony.
Yeah, Sky is playing great right now for Ferris State, and this player has consistently found very important touches on the ball and very deliberate clears, and that has been an Achilles heel for SU, especially when a team is able to punch a ball downfield in a quick counterattack breakaway. And we saw that in that exact game. I want to say it was goal like 3 or so. After 2 kickoff goals. The third one was a quick goal, but it was because SU committed 3 to a play, and Ferris State's clear went all the way upfield, and nobody was home. That's not a fluke. That's a very heads-up play from Ferris State to know that nobody's home and take advantage of it. So Ferris State has been playing great on defense, finding ways to, convert shots on their own net into threats downfield, and it's becoming overwhelming for SU.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough for SU thus far to keep up with the pace of play. And granted, a lot of these goals were off of those kickoff goals, but that's props to Ferris State following up on 1 kickoffs, right? They are able to capitalize, get down the field fast enough, and beat SU to their defensive rotations, right? I mean, Kiazi multiple times was close to finding that save and pushing the ball off into the corner, but they weren't able to get there fast enough. Just a hair behind as we see another kickoff go in favor of Ferris State here. Pagani with not the hit that they were looking for, but Kiazi the one trying to push that one back off into the corner. And again, the follow-up coming through. Tony is there. Pagani in the area, but just can't quite find the save yet again.
Again, no boost on the SU defense. Mango just tries to get up and make a play, but it sort of leaves Pagani in a weird position where he didn't know where the ball would end up. It was kind of a 50-50 on whether Mango would even make contact with the ball, and it left Pagani in a bad spot. So, bit of a miscommunication there from SU, not the result that they would have wanted, and another dangerous setup from Sky. This one just goes barely wide from the shot from Pulse, but Sky is everywhere on the field right now and causing all sorts of issues for SU.
Yeah, Sky is definitely running the show right now in this series. Again, full boost to work with. The flip reset is there. Won't have to use it, and squeaks by the defense of SU yet again. Sky now with 5 goals on the series.
Yeah, very impressive play there to just finger roll it right past Pagani. I mean, Pagani was there. Not much more you can ask for. He went up to contest the ball, but a great play from Sky to get it past him and put it on target at the same time. Sky, I can't say it enough, is really a problem for the Shenandoah roster, and they're going to have to figure it out in the next 4 minutes if they're to win this series and give themselves a shot at a postseason.
Yeah, Kiazi trying to find something on the offensive side. Follow-up again coming through from Pulse. Sky with a shot top corner. Can find it. 3-0 now here for Ferris State. Just over a minute into this game number 3.
Yeah, this is the exact opposite of last game where they were just quick, borderline fluky kickoff goals. All 3 of these goals have been extremely impressive showcases of mechanics and awareness from Ferris State, and it's quickly overwhelming this SU defense. 3 goals in just over a minute is a lot to come back from. Again, we saw it last game that SU can find responses when needed, but now 0 for 3 on quick responses. It's going to take a lot of momentum back their direction as Kiazi cuts the route there and gets a nice shot on goal, but Ferris State ready to get back and make a play on it once again, and time's still ticking, almost approaching 3 minutes left in this game.
And Mango now trying to find a cross-center ball here towards Pagani, but can't quite connect there on that pass. Tony now on the defensive end. Pagani some boosts to work with, but shot goes just wide off of that top corner. Now it's Sky in possession, goes for the shot, but Mango the one back on the defensive side. Pulse, can he get there in time? No. Pagani beats him to the ball, and this could be an opportunity for SU, but instead it's Sky yet again back on the defensive end of things for Ferris State.
Yeah, that save from Mango felt like a must. I absolutely needed to have that. If you drop 4-0 on a play like that, then you might have to chalk this one up, but SU still fighting in this game, very much in it, but gonna have to find their way downfield quick. Pagani taps the ball up into the corner. Mango with a follow-up as Pagani was cut off, but again, quick counterattack downfield off the hands of Sky. Mango forced to go back and catch it, try to make a play all the way from his own corner, but those are low percentage plays, and Mango just trying to make the most of the moment. Kiazi's going to try to put one on. Ooh. Can't quite get there, and Mango not coming from the right angle to put one in. So 2 minutes left, and SU still just trying to find their first.
And right now it just feels like Ferris State are trying to play this defensive side of the ball. Pagani there able to find that save, avoiding going down 4-0. Mango with a miss. Kiazi instead will be able to push that one off into the corner, but you got a minute and a half left here. 90 seconds remain in this game number 3, and you are down 3. That's 1 goal per 30 seconds is what SU need to find here to tie this one up. But now with the follow-up coming through left and right from Ferris State, a triple commit coming through as well. This could be the opportunity SU was looking for.
Yeah, 5 out of 6 players on the field all had single-digit boosts there. Nobody able to make a play on the breakaway. Ferris State committed heavy into SU's side of the field, but SU couldn't get downfield, and neither could Ferris State. So a disastrous break there for Shenandoah, and now Sky puts one more on target, and that might just be the nail in the coffin for this SU series, as, I mean, Sky is putting on a show right now for Ferris State.
Yeah, that's 7 goals now in this series in these 3 games here for Sky. You have 57 seconds left. You're down 4 as SU. The kickoff going yet again in favor. The follow-up coming through from Sky. Goes for the bump onto Mango, but can't quite find it. Mango is able to find that save, but you're down 4, 45 seconds. You have to score incredibly fast if you want to try to stay in this game. And right now, it just seems like Ferris State are in complete control of the ball, the momentum, everything here in this game.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough. This is a complete different story from Game 1 and Game 2. SU had plenty of things to be proud of in terms of maintaining possession, finding good shots, finding good looks, passing plays. I said it earlier, eyes for the field. We have seen exactly none of that here in this game until now. A nice little setup there from Mango to give Kiazi a nice shot on the bottom left corner of the goal, but just too little too late. I mean, that is exactly the type of play that we know SU's capable of and has won them series in the past, but this Game 3, they just have not been able to find those looks until 12 seconds left in the game.
Oh, Kiazi with the miss there on the ball. Could have possibly given them a little bit of hope if they found that very quick kickoff goal, but instead goes just wide. The ball again finding the back of the net there for Ferris State, and they will take game number 3 in the series 5-1 with a clean 3-0, advancing to 2-4 in the season.
Yeah, very tough showing from SU, as that felt like a must-win for Ferris State. I'm not sure the exact playoff implications if that knocks them out officially, but it certainly is not what they needed. As we said it in the pregame, they had 2 series tonight, and I believe they needed to win at least the first one to give them a chance, but this series just not going their way. Ferris State absolutely making the most of the moment and stepping up when they needed an opportunity to potentially qualify for playoffs. But as far as I understand it, that will knock SU out of the NACE playoffs.
Yeah, SU had to go 2-0 on the night. They fall in their first game of the evening. I believe that does eliminate them from playoff contention here for SU, but I mean, they had a great season nonetheless. They're 2-4 now in this group, tied with Ferris State, and still have a game to come up here against FIU. But still not the ending that you were looking for if you are this Rocket League roster, but still plenty to be proud of.
Yeah, Ferris State was humming there.
Yeah.
They absolutely put it all together. I mean, we've said it since the pregame. We say it during the season, or during the series, excuse me, that these Rocket League series come down to what can you pick up and what can you apply to your game over the course of the season, over the course of a series. And Ferris State looked like two completely different teams from game 1 to game 3. I cannot undervalue that performance in game 3. Absolutely suffocating on all sides of the ball, and Ferris State absolutely earns that win. They looked great today.
Yeah, and props to Sky specifically as well on the side of Ferris State. Really on any side of the ball, wherever they were needed, Sky was there to step up, right? Was able to find very powerful clears to set up Pulse and Tony on the offensive side. They did a great job offensively themselves as well, being able to follow up on setups from Pulse and Tony. Pulse 4 goals there, Tony there with 3, and on the side of SU, Mango with 4, and Kiazi and Pagani both with 1. But that'll do it for tonight there on Rocket League's side of things. We still have some Varsity Smash Bros to come up here in NECC against Fisher, which is going to be a pretty close matchup, a pretty good matchup here. Fisher, a very, very powerful school in the esports scene, and I have a pretty darn good Smash Bros team as well. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back here with some Super Smash Bros.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions
Welcome back, everybody, to the beautiful Shenandoah Esports Arena located in beautiful Winchester, Virginia. We have a good one here for you tonight. If you are returning from our Rocket League mashup, you already know what is in line for us tonight. It's some Super Smash Bros, baby. Heck yeah. We got NECC Smash here against, I believe it's Fisher West is the team, or Navy, one of the Fisher teams here tonight. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very good matchup. And yeah, it is going to be fun. I cannot wait to watch our Smash Bros team. We see them every week, and it's always an absolute blast with this roster. I'm Ben Kincaid, joined by Chris Clayton yet again, and we cannot wait to give this one a good what for.
Yeah, I'm starting to sound like a broken record up here. I feel like every time I start a show, this is an important one. And yet, here we are. This is Smash's NECC lineup, which we teased earlier as we waited to get into the Rocket League series, that they got put in a group of death on the NECC side, and rightfully so, right after the performance they had last semester, coming in second place in the nation, earned their right to play against the best in the country. But boy, did they get their hands full with the best in the country. You can take a look at this group standing so far. SU having already played Northwood and handing them one of their 3 wins. We match up today against Fisher West, who has only lost to the other Fisher team, as well as a forfeit loss to Houston. So, in the words of Captain Igloo, do not be fooled by the fact that our records are pretty close right now, because this Fisher roster is very strong, and it's safe to say that SU is an underdog here today.
Yeah, I mean, SU playing very well so far with a win over UCF here as well. A very, very powerful team in this ranking, saying 3-1. SU handing UCF their only loss in this group. As we take a quick pan over to what the head-to-head looks like between these two specific teams. Like you said, let's not read into the actual records that deep, because this Fisher West team is very, very powerful. 5-4, 1 versus loss, and 4-2 on the SU side of things. So still looking very, very strong are the Hornets going into this matchup, but nevertheless, it's going to be a very, very tough one.
Yeah, Fisher, we all know in the collegiate esports space, is always going to be a powerhouse in every title in all facets, right? And no matter which of their 100 rosters you run into, they're going to be serious competitors. So while this one seems to be the lower of the 2 Fisher rosters in this bracket, or in this group specifically, still nothing to scoff at even remotely, as we get ready to load into this.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at what the rosters look like here tonight. The tried and true SU Hornets here. Very, very stock standard group of players, right? We have Igloo, Kip, Willie, and AJ. We also have our substitute player, Eyes, here, waiting in the wings if needed, a Roy Palutena player. Very, very powerful character selection from that player. But yeah, it's going to be a very close one up against Fisher West. I do not believe we have a graphic specifically for their team, because they have 8 people on their team. Quite a lot. The ones to potentially expect here, the ones that started against Fisher Navy. The other team here from Fisher was Nexus on Falco. Alandiser, I believe. Alandis, excuse me. On Snake, my handwriting is awful. It was Tasda Best on Wolf, and Sin on Jigglypuff. So very, very strong characters coming through from Fisher West.
Yeah, interesting lineup there, character-wise especially, because yeah, we're gonna have a Falco Ditto, we're gonna have a Jigglypuff who we had on our roster just last semester in the form of Far Rhombus.
Sure.
We have another Snake who SU has become reluctantly extremely familiar with. And then a Wolf, who SU also had on their roster over a year ago with Nibstafa. So lots of familiar faces, familiar for different reasons, but ultimately a pretty well-rounded roster, as well as some strong sub options in the form of another Snake player, which, for what it's worth, only one of them can play Snake, so you can all take a sigh of relief that we don't have to watch 6 stocks of that. But the big factor here tonight, undeniably, is that Fisher is inherently very long distance. They're all online. Well, not all of them, but they're mostly online, if not all online. Which means they, all will be playing from their own Switches. They all will need to leave and join the lobby between games, and they all will have to ping from their respective servers when we get into game. The reason I bring that up is because Alandis, the Snake player, I've been told lives in Mexico. This is online. This connection will frankly be miserable, but both players have to play through it, and online Smash is a very real thing, very different from offline Smash, but this SU roster has competed online through their entire collegiate careers. It's part of the game, but that's something to keep an eye out for today, because good lord, that matchup might be a slideshow on our screens.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, right? Playing from Mexico, the ping might not be the greatest. I say might not, but it will not be the greatest. It's not going to be fantastic for our viewing pleasure, but nevertheless, we will play it out, and we will see what happens here with this online matchmaking. Some of the other subs I want to mention on the side of Fisher West, they have a Wario in the wings, a Pokemon trainer, and a Mii brawler who does fairly well in online situations as well. So potential mix-ups with those characters to come into play, but frankly, I would not expect it to come through just based off the first 4, and the characters that are played by these first 4 are pretty darn good. But with the Wi-Fi scenario going on, there could be potential swaps on SU's side of things, right? We know they play some fun characters in online settings. I know AJ has a Mii Gunner hanging out in the background somewhere, so potentially we could see that come through. I don't think we would do that, but it's definitely an option if we do want to kind of play that Wi-Fi warrior kind of play style.
Yeah, the good news is, no matter the connection, no matter the delays between matchups, there will be no shortage of talented Smash Bros on our screen. I mean, this Fisher roster is very strong. But SU coming off a very successful season last semester, very hot this semester, winning very critical games, only dropping 1 series to Northwood so far on the year in NACE and NACE combined. This team is clicking, but this one is going to be a challenge. Like, as much as I want to sit here and be like, yeah, this team is like 7-1, 8-1, like overall, they're rolling. There's no reason they can't take Fisher down. It's going to be hard. I can't sit here and say this is going to be a swamp or a slam either direction, but sort of what we saw last week with SU's matchup against Central Florida was, I said it on the desk, and I ended up being a little bit wrong when I got to talk to Captain Igloo after the series. But my approach to that, or my read on that series, was that SU was just going to have to sort of get their one. I mean, it was a very simple. Yeah. It was, the strategy was that there was a lack of strategy in that you're not going to outwit a roster like that because of their depth, because of their options, because of their versatility. And tonight is no exception. Now, after that series, I got to talk to Igloo, and there was some very deliberate decision-making in who went in where. But ultimately, still, I don't think I was wrong in the sense that everybody had to be performing at their best for that win to happen the way it did. Now, it did. Like, that was extremely impressive win over, in the words of Captain Igloo, a team that should be top 5 in the country.
Yeah.
But SU able to throw them off their game a little bit and get them to play some players that they might not have originally, gave them an advantage. So, yes, you bring up a good point about, maybe SU does change up their rhythm a little bit, but if they do, everybody still will have to be firing on all cylinders for every part of this series.
Yeah, and the UCF series was a little bit of a mix-up as well, because we saw mix-ups of the lineup, of the order in which SU put players in, right? Willie went in second in the first set against UCF, which is something we pretty much never see. We always see Willie towards the end. So, I mean, that sends a message to the rest of the teams in this group that we'll mix things up if we really think there's an avenue of approach, right? We do not have... Well, I mean, I like to think we have a set anchor in Willie, but that matchup kind of told me otherwise, right? It was Igloo the one to anchor and take 4 stocks in that first set to put them up 1-0 in the series. So there's definitely a lot more potential for a mix-up than we initially expected from this roster coming into this year. And frankly, I love that. I like the ability to switch things on the fly, make a decision and stick to it and win with that decision, right? They looked very, very clean against UCF. I mean, it was a very close matchup, but that was just great Smash Bros through and through from every member of every team, right? So being able to pull up with that win with the mix-up inside of that win is definitely a big, big tell for the way this SU team has been playing thus far.
Yeah, and as much as it does boil down to them playing as a team, I have to credit Igloo out there for usually being the one to pull the trigger on these strategies, to really research matchups and his own reasoning, to challenge himself in all mental aspects of the game to prepare for these matchups, and it has paid off for this SU squad. I mean, for his last semester here, they're humming. I've said it a couple times today, and I mean it. Like it really is. The stars are aligning for this team, and I hope that I don't jinx it now. I don't have wood to smack.
I don't know.
But
there's boxes over here.
I don't know. Are those on camera? Barely.
Like kind of like right there.
All right,
Bang,
there we go.
knocked.
Yeah, I mean, a lot has gone SU's way so far this season, and I have to attribute a lot of it to Igloo's coaching and decision-making and strategic development of this team. It's really showing in the performance of the players. But with that said, the performance of the players is paramount. None of that works. None of Igloo's strategic development or any of it matters if all 4 of these players are not showing up to compete at every given opportunity.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup with this roster, right? We did get a little sneak peek on our end, and I bet you can see on your screen as well, right? It looks like it's AJ the one to start things off here for SU, away from our stock standard Kip start here into Fisher West. And I did see the name of the switch in the arena was also Kronos, which is the Snake player substitute for Alandis, right? So it'll be very interesting to see how this Kronos player plays and how it might differ from Alandis' play style on their Snake, which now we know will not be able to be played as Snake if Alandis does come in.
Right, that's my big takeaway from this. Yes, a bit of a surprise here from SU, but, I think this is less so like a predetermined, gigabrain play and more so just SU sort of playing the odds game. I think that a Falco and Wolf matchup into Kip is not great for Kip. So I think that SU just putting AJ in here, yes, goes against their tradition and their rhythm, but I think it is more of just an odds game to try and draw out one of these opponents that Kip is trying to avoid. But draws a Snake player, one of the 2. And yeah, like I said, that's my biggest takeaway, is that only one of these players can play Snake in this set. I am curious to see it. Yes, you said it. The name of this Switch is Kronos, and usually I wouldn't bite on that in saying that is who this player is, but with a school like Fisher, where they are all remote and playing on their own Switches in their bedrooms or living rooms,
Yeah.
I have to believe that is who is playing, and that is a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, it's nice seeing a team dancing here as well, as we get a nice zoom in on Willie. And oh my gosh, is that a graphic? Yeah, he was really good the other week, right? Went 9-4 in the 2 games that they were played last week, right? Dancing his way to victory. He is hoping to secure that one here tonight as well. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very close matchup. Glad to see that the vibes are high here at Shenandoah University Smash Bros team. And AJ danced it up. Kip kind of got a little jiggy with it, a little shoulder movement here and there. Igloo with a slight grin, very stone-faced player is Igloo. Very, very good at what he does on that Yoshi and or Samus, whatever they decide to go in on. But yeah, nice to see that the team looks loose outside, waiting this very, very tough opponent.
Yeah, and I hope they can stay that way. I would be lying if I said this will not be a factor that we are 12 minutes past kickoff and not in game yet. That's
True.
something that we will see throughout this series, and I know that SU has gotten frustrated in the past with delays like this, and so I certainly hope that is not a factor in their play tonight, that they can keep a level head and know that this is coming and sort of prepare for it, that, hey, yeah, we are strapped in for a long night. But, yeah, it's good to see them loose for now, like you said, in high spirits, itching to get into this, hopefully, at
some point.
Yeah, should be moving that direction here soon, again, with a Falco-Snake matchup, which is a matchup, again, that Shenandoah as a roster is all too familiar with by now.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Snake, 3? This is the 3rd or 4th time we've seen a Snake now, just this semester alone. So definitely a character that SU is very, very familiar with. But nonetheless, we await gameplay here for us and you folks here tonight. So thank you for sticking with us as we await for this game to start. Not sure what the difficulties are hopping into this game, but yeah, I mean, Buzzy's hanging out. We're all hanging out. Bailey, our
Happy
free cam
Halloween.
operator. Yeah, happy Halloween month. They made this little hat out of, I'm assuming this is like a magazine page, but she is our roaming cam, so if you ever see a camera zooming in and walking around, hey, that's her, and she made that, and it's pretty cool. But it does add a little bit of a weight to the cranium of Buzzy, and we have behind it, you can't see it, but there's a straw taped to the back of his head, and it is keeping him standing as we get a nice little zoom in here on Buzzy. And we put, this was a red, like, flyer banner thing. Yeah, Bill, if you want to walk around here, you can kind of see what the straw looks like.
The structure
here in
we've
the back.
got going here.
So this is keeping Buzzy alive, if you will. If he falls back, he dies, right? And this straw is the only thing keeping him from...
Don't show who the straw is from. But
Oh, yeah, we can't... Hey, this is...
walk more that way.
Yeah, just see the front of it, yeah. Ignore any branding on the straw wrapper. But yeah, he's hanging out. He's got a mic ready to kind of get things going. A little dice here that says a lot of nice little things. If you get really mad in a game, you can take 4 deep breaths, or you can listen to music, or take a 15-minute walk. So yeah, some nice things here from Buzzy, making sure everyone, stays sane here in the esports arena. But yeah, so hopefully he doesn't fall. That would be sad to see Buzzy kind of disappear in the middle of a series. Like, we come back and Buzzy's just gone.
That would be spooky, but that would be awfully festive.
It would be.
What do you think about that, Buzzy? Couldn't have said it better, frankly.
I agree.
All
Well
right.
said.
Looks like in the arena here, in the in-game arena that we are attempting to load into now, I believe the 3rd or 4th time. But Looks like it's going to work. Now, this might be a button check, so let me not get too
you're so
excited. But I will let you know that the players are loading into a game of Smash Bros. Right now. We have just been told that it's a button check, so hey, I hope your hopes did not get too high there, or at least as high as mine did, because you may hear my tone progressively drop back down to where we were.
To melodramatic.
But so, back to gameplay here. This is, the million-dollar question. What flavor of Snake are we going to see? We've seen, I feel like, two very distinct playstyles of Snake just this season in the form of Angel Eyes and Malachite. Mm-hmm. Those are about as polar opposite playstyles on this character as you're going to get, but I think that benefits SU in that they were able to match up against both of those and feel it out, feel how that matchup works with a lot of characters on our roster. So that's the question, right? Which Snake are we going to see? It's Snake is a spectrum. We won't see Angel Eyes or Malachite, but probably some combination thereof. And how long will it take SU to get a read on how this guy plays?
Yeah, right now, kind of slow and steady wins the race here for Kronos. Up tilts connecting here for AJ as well. Definitely a good matchup into the Snake, all things considered, with that Reflect. Able to come through and kind of mitigate a lot of the ranged potential that this character is able to work with grenades and Nikita missiles, whatever it may be. But thus far, Kronos not being afraid to push the agenda with one stock already taken off of AJ's Falco.
Yeah, AJ losing the first stock of this, but finding some good damage in return. Very much still in this, but coming off last week, AJ, I have to say, probably playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, as in set 2 of that UCF series was a pretty bad beat for this SU squad, and a lot of it did unfortunately fall on the shoulders of AJ, going 0-3 in a matchup that SU really needed. So looking to respond here, and I expect a response. AJ is a very talented player and can find critical stocks when the team needs it, and has already this season. So this Snake, though, does make up some of these critical stocks. You really don't want to see SU leave too many stocks on this player if they can avoid it.
Yeah, trying to now recover here off of that save. Still plenty of percent built up here in favor of AJ, trying to find their first stock here, fishing for that sweet spot back air, which could very likely find the kill here. Will instead be able to find the up air, the double jump connecting there, does land onto the C4, now up to 89%, but still able to find that first stock here up against Kronos, trying to keep that momentum going. A back air yet again connecting, but still struggling to really close the gap here against this Snake. Another combo coming through, but now fishing for those up tilts. The kill move will be able to kill this Falco at 100%.
Yeah, I mean, this is Snake in a nutshell. These up tilts come out so fast. That time it gets up in the air to find his kill move, that up air. Not often the kill move you see from Snake, but certainly one of so many options that character has to take away stocks. So AJ comes up with only one to start SU's series here against Fisher. Tough break, probably not how they drew that up, especially given that I know AJ and the Falco are kind of the preferred matchup into Snake, but doesn't fall their way, and now SU forced to respond with a character they might be less comfortable with.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to be Igloo sitting down in the chair there, expecting a Yoshi to come out from this player as we go through our stage pick ban phase here. But Kronos only surviving with 2 stocks, right? Still a very positive outing coming through from that player, but props to AJ, able to secure that first stock and set Igloo up with potential to save 3 stocks of their own and tie this one up at 9 apiece. But right now, SU already falling behind early. Will have to claw their way back to try to tie this one up.
Yeah, good news is SU's got some serious pinch hitters on their roster. I mean, this team is comprised of players that can go in and make up ground when they need to, or at least have the capability to do so. It's just a matter of who's going to do it and when. Again, thankfully, I would say all three of the remaining players are very capable of making up stocks. Because again, if you take this into a numbers game, right, each player is expected to take 3 stocks on average before losing 3 of their own. I'm far from a mathematician, but I believe 1 is less than 3, which then means that the rest of the SU squad needs to average more than 3 going forward. So who's going to be the one to do it? I don't think there needs to be an answer right now, because it will likely come down to matchups and decision-making later on, likely at the hands of Fisher, because what this advantage does for Fisher is now give them counter picks going forward as SU is forced to play one of their cards early here in the form of Igloo sitting in the hot seat.
Yeah, Igloo will be the response here to Kronos' Snake, right? So we know Igloo has a lot of experience into Snake. I mean, we've played ODU about 50 billion times and played Angelize about 50 billion times, right? So we know how to work around the projectile game that we can use as we go to FD. Here is the stage selection coming through from SU, just trying to mitigate those platforms, really just play a linear game here and try to use that very small top blast zone as well for some up air strings as a double dash attack comes through from Kronos, able to put up pretty good percentage with that one on to Igloo here. Now fishing for a potential back air. We'll be able to find it, turning that one around into the Nair, but still kind of fishing for that kind of grab cheese towards the ledge here to try to capitalize on an early stock.
Yeah, I think a moment to watch for with a stage pick like Final Destination is that this stage has a very small blast zone, and we all know, we've seen that Igloo's very comfortable chasing snakes up to the Halo platform, or the helicopter thing, all the way up to the tippy top blast zone, and Igloo will go up and throw eggs at you and try to up air you. Wow, nice little footstool combo there from Snake to get this second stock rolling after taking a first one off Igloo. But keep an eye on the top blast zone here. If you are Snake, probably don't want to recover too high, knowing, or at least we know, that Igloo's not afraid to chase you up there and try to steal a stock.
Yeah, the fair not quite connecting with that sweet spot that they were possibly looking for, but still built up to 98% here is Kronos' second stock. But already Igloo finding that forward smash, able to find that second stock, but still very dangerously high percentage here from Igloo on this second stock, 103%. Ideally, you survive with this stock still intact, but the way that Kronos has been playing, it is going to be difficult, especially with the stage selection and the very, very small blast zones.
Yeah, there is a C4 on the right side of the stage, and Igloo is getting a little close. He's standing on it right now, and he will lose that stock. So Igloo just losing track of that C4. I thought it might run out of time there, as it was there for a very long time, and I was going to compliment Igloo's recovery through it to the opposite side of the stage, but unfortunately can't stay away from it for too long and is now starting to eat up some damage. But both of these players on their last stock mean that none of this damage matters until one of these players walks away with a kill.
Yeah, trying to secure this stock. We saw the forward smash go just wide there for Igloo, but now both of these players at a very dangerously high percentage. Anything can happen in this scenario. We'll be able to get back, find the back air, but can't quite find that kill just yet. Eggs getting tossed up left and right. It looks like it was another C4, if I'm not mistaken, there on that left-hand side. Not able to keep track of that second one, and now Kronos surviving yet again with only one stock lost.
Yeah, it's great awareness from Kronos, knowing that the C4 falls really fast. So he was dropping grenades, recovering high and raining hell on the stage. But the C4 falls really quickly, and it fell right on top of Igloo, and Kronos with the awareness and wherewithal to press down B in that moment and send Igloo to the blast zone. Tough break once again for SU as they fall to the hands of Snake once again, now forcing this next player in, who you all see the same as us, looks like will be Kip, which I know is not a matchup that SU loves, but when you're down numbers like this, you are sort of forced to make some uncomfortable decisions, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be Kip the answer to try to take away this first stock here of Fisher West. And mind you, this is only the first player that Fisher West has put in thus far. We still have a slew of other players that we can put in, notably the starting 4 that we saw against Fisher Navy in their one loss in this year. I think this is, but yeah, so Nexus, Alandis is still in play, but does play Snake, so wouldn't expect that one to come through. Taz the Best on Wolf and Sin on the Jigglypuff still all up and available. So getting through this stock is step number 1, right? You have to find this first stock and force out the next player of Fisher West and just try to keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, I have to say, coming into today, we knew that it was going to take all SU players really firing to make this thing work, and so far we have not seen that. AJ falls short, Igloo falls short, both with opportunities to put it away. Cronus very much playing a strong game on the Snake and not giving many opportunities to capitalize and take away those Snake stocks, but ultimately, yeah, Igloo and AJ just struggling to get it done now. 6 stocks in the hands of Cronus is not at all how you'd like to see your winning formula start. Good news is plenty of Smash left to be played, both in this set and in this series. But where I said, SU has players that can make up ground, 10 stocks still remain on the side of Fisher, and now with only 2 players, that's a pretty different ball game for both Kip and Willie to be taking 5 or more stocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to take perfection out of both Kip and Willie here to really claw this one back. Ideally, you take this stock up against Cronus without losing one of your own, right? Make this one a 9-6 ball game. A very high potential of being able to come back in that count instead of a 10-3 scenario that they could find themselves in, or a 9-3, whatever it may be. But first things first, you got to get the stock off of the board. Kip already playing very patiently with the Gallica thus far, able to connect one aerial. Goes for the forward smash as well, and already 98% built up onto this Snake. Kip playing extremely, extremely well. Z-drop on the bell as well, going for the forward smash, just trying to seal the deal, but can't quite find it.
Yeah, Kip is playing very well, very confident, but I have to say that Cronus has eaten 3 or 4, maybe 5 of his own grenades as well. So struggling to set up his own game plan here in his 3rd matchup against this Pac-Man, but now here we go. Here come all the hitboxes as Cronus gets more than enough space to set up a play like that. The bell comes out and forces an air dodge back onto stage. Nice little shield into the jab to again create separation and let Cronus set up this game plan that Snake is forced to play around. And Apple connects and almost takes the stock. Hydrant in the air won't hit, but the key will, and it's still not enough. Now, Pac-Man cannot go up and threaten stocks up top nearly as well as Yoshi can, and now being above Snake is definitely not where you want to be, where you have to deal with these up tilts and up airs, like Cronus has been comfortable showing.
Yeah, now just trying to play the patient game, trying to find this kill shot. We'll find the grab into the back throw, and that should find the stock. Yes, it does. Kip able to survive with 3 stocks on their Pac-Man. Now bring SU back within 3, within striking distance here against Fisher West, but still going to be quite the uphill battle to climb here if you are SU.
Yeah, first one down, right? Step 1 now behind you, and that's really all you can ask for Kip holding on to that stock as well. I have to say, at the very end there, I was very nervous after Kip got that back throw. He was standing right on top of a grenade, and Snake was taking a while to die, and I was very worried that grenade would blow up and launch Kip out into the blast zone, but Kip saw it, rolled away at the last second, and then we cut to the free cam, and Kip was smiling. So I think the team maybe had a say in that one of, yo,
Roll,
move, the game's not over. So funny moment, but Kip ultimately gets the job done, and now progresses Fisher's lineup into their second player. $1 million question, who's it going to be? With 7 options left, I can't even start to speculate, although I guess we can likely rule out the other Snake player, unless there is a secondary that I'm not aware of. But in terms of dealing with Pac-Man, you've got a lot of options, especially given that the starting roster that we were expecting includes a Falco and a Wolf, which is not great news. What just happened on our broadcast?
Did we have like a bunch of
okay, hey, shout out Coach Nando. Redeeming an on-screen celebration.
Nice.
I have this stream pulled up on my laptop, and there were like all of these little, like, I don't even know, all over the screen, and I look up at our preview and it's not there, and I was like, what just happened?
Shenandoah Flies logo? Was that what our boost just said?
We just had a bunch of, you probably all saw it if you're watching on Twitch, that we just had a bunch of Shenandoah Flies logos popping up. Hey. Shout out Nando.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Keeping us entertained.
Exactly. Keeping us in it, right? So for SU, it's definitely going to be a challenging uphill climb, right? You mentioned the Falco and the Wolf into a Pac-Man. That's not necessarily what you want to see as a Pac-Man, because that pretty much renders all of your abilities kind of useless if the shine and the reflect come out in time. So it'll be interesting to see how Kip is able to play into one of these players. We do see the switch that is entering the arena is Nexus on the Falco, so that will be the response coming through from Fisher West.
Yeah, can't say I'm surprised. This is a roster full of options that could very much deal with Kip, and we've seen Falco specifically, and other Star Fox characters, but Falco specifically succeed into Kip. I got to watch Kip play at Supernova, and he took his first loss in pools to a Falco. Mm-hmm. It's a tough matchup because Falco can sit there and reflect 60 times over the course of a game, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the game plan, and it's hard to predict when your fruit might be coming back to you. Shout out to the Shenandoah Flies. Making an appearance here today. Can't say I saw this coming after the loss they took in Marvel Rivals, if I'm not mistaken, just last week on Friday. But different look for the squad, for the Shenandoah Flies. They've clearly done some restructuring and adopted our entire Smash team instead of Marvel Rivals. So I wish them luck. I'm not sure if we'll see them compete today, but at least under the name Shenandoah Flies. Yeah. But
they play for the Hornets here tonight.
Right.
I want to assume that I think that was like our April Fool's like logo rebrand or something like that.
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, a while ago. I don't even know that was like MS Paint, and we like drew this. Well, you saw it, that thing.
Whatever that was.
Well, sure.
Thanks, producer.
I don't know what our
Ian,
producer
for
even
making
really
us
said to us
freeze, on the desk.
But, yeah.
He said it was a collegiate esports guess the logo challenge, and whoever was guessing, I forget who it was. I remember this video now.
Oh, they called us the Flies.
Called us the Flies. And then for an April Fool's, though, we did
switch to the Flies.
Take that image and
nice.
became the Shenandoah Flies. So
there you go.
It was some guy's girlfriend, as I'm hearing our producer say, into his hot mic talk back.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we have a good time here at SU as we still await the next matchup here in this Fisher head-to-head. We said it. Nexus is in the lobby. We saw them load into the arena and prepare to start the match, but it did not go through. So
don't know what.
Probably doing stage picks now, if I had to guess. That was probably a character reveal instead of just telling us. That's probably my read. Mm-hmm. But
Cool.
hey, one step at a time. Here, we're going to make it through all of the process before we get into game.
We will. We will
gonna
get
do it
there
the right way.
eventually. Yeah, we're going to hit all of our requirements to hop into this game. We don't miss and skip any beats around here at SU. But yeah, so hopefully Buzzy can do a little bit of witchcraft and go, well, here's the game. Avada could. Well, that might actually be copyright. I don't. Is that term like coined?
No way.
There's no shot, right? Well, I know the name of the child is. Like, we can't actually say
like
his
probably.
name.
Can't say it?
Yeah, I don't think you can actually, like, say it. Because I was in a production one a while ago, and we could not say his name. There it is.
Like, I could have guessed that.
Yeah.
But, like, we're not allowed to
But
say the name
of
of that
say it, of that character.
on a broadcast?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I couldn't say it in the show that I was in, so I'm assuming that's why. I was in Puffs. If you were curious of the show, they
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, I don't think that's copyrighted. I don't think that's copyrighted at all. Because it's like a parody of all the copyrighted stuff in that series or something.
See.
Yeah, so I think you are able to say that. Well, I might have just blown our entire budget. I am so sorry. No,
Hey,
we'll see.
We'll get there when we get there. Hey,
I'll be graduated. I'll be good.
We're playing Smash still. We're loading in to our next matchup here. SU now down 3 stocks in this first set against Fisher's second roster in this group, as 3 side Bs have now connected onto Kip's Pac-Man, 2 of which off stage. So if that trend continues, that could be a little scary, but Pac-Man able to recover from all parts of the stage. Now that is an interesting decision that may come back later. Nexus clearly comfortable going down and threatening the trampoline. Not often you see that, so see if he opts to do that again at any point. But that can be a little intimidating for a Pac-Man to deal with.
84% already built up here onto Falco's stock. A grab coming through into the back throw. Won't be able to find the kill. I mean, Town does have a fairly larger blast zone, specifically off of the top. Very hard to kill off of the top of this stage. So definitely works in favor of, I'd say, Kip here, because an up throw is very dangerous when it comes to the Falco game plan sometimes. But still, nonetheless, trying to find this kill. We'll be able to find that aerial, but and the orange. That will find 1 here for Kip. Only 1, well, only, I say, but it's a lot of percent built up on this 3rd stock here, and now 0 as that stock is taken.
Yeah, SU still chipping away at this deficit. Now back to 3 after Kip loses his first stock in return, but trading 1 for 1, good news for Fisher with a lead coming into this matchup. So Kip, though, looking pretty comfortable, I have to say, for the Falco matchup being prescribed the way that it was. Making the most of it, making the most of uncomfortable matchups. That's what you're going to have to do in a crew battle like this. And Kip living up to the moment so far as Nexus catches that bell, threatens a forward smash, but Kip with a well-placed get-up attack to avoid that situation altogether.
Yeah, able to avoid that one is huge indeed. The bell used there, trying to find that back air off to that right-hand side, but can't quite find it. We'll be able to destroy through that hydrant, but still cannot secure the 2nd stock here. We'll be able to find the down air onto that spike, but can't keep that chain going. But we'll eventually be able to find that stock towards that left-hand side. Now Kip down to their final stock. The bell connecting forward smash is there. Now it's 1 stock to 1 stock, 7 to 4 in favor of Fisher.
Yeah, this has been very evenly matched so far. Both players taking stocks quickly after losing their own, before even taking, like, one player loses a stock, the other player's at 0%, and they take the stock in return, which scares me for the longer this goes on, because that means it's kind of a flip. Who might lose their stock here, but that last stock very much in favor of Nexus, absolutely taking control of that one, getting Kip all the way up to about 120% or so, if I saw that correct, and a well-placed back air means that SU is now on their last player of set 1.
Last player of set 1, 7 stocks to 3 in favor of Fisher West here. It's going to be a pretty close run to come through from Willie, it's going to have to be a big one, right? We have Willie in the anchor position. Don't know what character they are going to go just yet. It's either Kazuya or Terry. I would assume it's going to be Kazuya. I feel like it goes fairly well into some of the remaining matchups that I foresee happening with a Wolf and the Jigglypuff. I think they can do pretty well into, specifically with how light that character is. Just a couple of combos, we'll be able to find stocks off of that character. But hey, we will have to wait and see what the decision is for character selection as we go through some of these replays.
Yeah, as we do look back at Kip's efforts against Nexus, I agree with you. I think Kazuya is the right decision, especially because on this Fisher roster, I'm seeing, yes, a Jigglypuff who has to play sort of up in the air in places that are easily killable for a Kazuya. And then I'm also seeing a Wario on that roster who has to play up in the air in areas that are easily killable for a Kazuya. And then you could also low-key apply that to a Pokemon trainer as well. That one's a little different. But I agree. I think Kazuya is probably the right decision here, not only because of those matchups, but also, the intimidation factor, the momentum factor, the comeback potential that we've seen Willie display on both of these characters. Don't get me wrong. But something about Kazuya's ability. I mean, we just saw it last week against UCF. A 7-stock comeback that Willie was tasked with overcoming. And how did he start it? He started it by taking 0% and nuking the first stock on the board.
That's right.
And making it a 6-stock comeback. It's moments like that you just don't get out of Terry. And I think that Kazuya here is the right decision for Willie to try and make another 7-stock comeback.
Yeah, this is going to be the last line of defense here for SU. Taunts coming through means we are good to go here. We'll be able to find that grab, combo that one into electric right away. Here goes another one, and trying to end that stock fairly quickly, but can't quite find it. But just off of that string alone, we're up to 101% here onto Nexus's final stock, and, well, up smash, that'll do it. That is 1 down, 6 to go here for Willie.
Yeah, not as commanding as the Fox stock that we saw start the 7-stock comeback just last week, but same effect, right? I just absolutely nuking one stock off of one interaction. He's up to 100%. What can he do other than panic a little bit and get caught by another electric and promptly up smashed? So that's the Willie effect. That's the Willie Kazuya effect. And now 6 stocks remain ahead of this player. Still very much a burden, very much a challenge for this player, but something he's seen, frankly, quite a bit over the course of his Shenandoah career. And we'll see if he's able to pull out another one this time around, but I have to say this Fisher roster is probably unlike any other roster that he's been able to put one of these comebacks together.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's going to be interesting to see what Fisher decides to go with here, as well as the response into the Kazuya. I mean, I feel like they go fairly well into a lot of the remaining matchups here on Fisher. I'd assume that a lot of the starting roster that we've seen from Fisher against Fisher Navy specifically will be kind of the last sung heroes here for Fisher if they can get through Willie, or rather if Willie can get through them. So they have Taz the Beast on Wolf, and they have Sin on Jigglypuff still in wait. Alandis plays Snake, so don't assume that one would come through from Fisher. And then, like you said, the Wario, the PT, and the Mii Brawler still kind of in the wings if needed. But I do feel like Willie's character selection with Kazuya goes fairly well into a lot of the remaining characters here for Fisher West.
Yeah, it's an odds game. That's kind of all you can ask for. Obviously, it is still up. It's not random. It's up to Fisher who they put in. They can choose to not put in those characters that Kazuya is strong into. But again, it's just part of the strategy, right? It's all reverse psychology until we're into it, because somebody has to make a decision. So as we await who this next player will be, we will let you know as soon as we see them join the battle arena here for this matchup in NACC. But good news, I have to say, is that this other Snake player was the one that said is going to be playing from Mexico, is my understanding. So if we're not going to see them, that's good news for ping reasons.
Yeah,
that
very true.
that we might get some responsive Smash Bros on our screen. Never mind.
Well, Alandis' Switch did just join the arena. Now, that means there has to be a sub-character from Alandis. It's not just the snake that we thought was all that they played. So we'll have to see what the character selection is from Alandis here. But this is, like we said at the beginning, the character that we believe is playing from Mexico, which is, if you didn't know, pretty far from Virginia.
Let's look it up.
So, yeah, how many miles away?
I don't know
Let's
where
go
he's
like
at in
Mexico City. Maybe this is like shoot Mexico City.
Drive to Mexico City.
How far is that? Oh my.
2,272 miles from my current location.
That's far. That's very
pretty far. That's pretty far for our internet to communicate
True.
what input I put into my Smash Bros. Game.
It's a 38-hour drive. 38 and a half hours if we left like right now. So this is
that's tough.
It's
No
8:46. So assuming, no stops and no traffic either. That's kind of crazy. Wow, that's far away.
Brutal. Going
So-
right through, what is that, New Orleans as well? Probably
I think
Houston,
so. Looks like,
Nashville maybe.
perchance. Yeah.
So Mexico's pretty far. That's the takeaway. But, what can you do? Like, hey, not his fault. He lives in Mexico. It's not
True.
our fault that we live in Virginia, right? This is
Right.
just what we have to overcome. But while we await this upcoming Smash series, we have update on our other teams. Rocket League, unfortunately, dropping their second series of the day, 3-0 as well. So a tough close to their NACE season with a doubleheader here tonight, dropping both games 0-3. But Marvel Rivals also competing right now, currently up 1-0. So they've been looking pretty good. They did get an unfortunate loss. What was it, last week, 2 weeks ago?
I want to say last week against, who did they play?
I don't remember who it was against, but they were up 2-1
Yes, they were.
and couldn't quite close it out. That was a heartbreaker. That was their first loss of the season. But
True.
they've been looking very good.
Mhm.
So I want to shout out them. They're chugging, and it sounds like they are chugging still in their matchup here today.
Some would say humming.
Humming.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Some would
humming.
say. Yeah.
Could say that.
could say. Dabble. So it's a good night here for the Rivals squad, trying to secure a 3-0 victory here tonight, and SU trying to claw back from a deficit that they found themselves in as we enter the final two players for the Fisher West roster. Alandis is the selection on the side of Fisher West, but we have not quite seen, at least I don't believe I've seen the character selection to
I don't
come
believe
through
I saw
from
it either.
Alandis. So
Might have been while we were looking at Mexico.
that's true. We might
to
have
be
been
fair.
looking at Mexico City's drive and how far away that is, which is very far away.
Very far.
So we'll see what the matchup looks like here, but still waiting to hop into that game. Not sure if there's a difficulty in kind of maybe the connection is causing a problem right now. I'm unsure what is going down, but hopefully we will be able to hop into this game relatively quickly and give you some very, very good Smashy Bros.
Excuse me. Yeah, again, I assume it's, stage picks and stuff.
True.
Excuse me. Jesus. But we still await who Alandis will pick. Their profile picture is Zelda, for what it's worth. So I'm going to talk as if maybe they're going to pick Zelda, because Zelda into Kazuya, I think, is pretty tough for Kazuya, given the Phantom Knight that Zelda can charge, because Kazuya is invincible on the top half of his body a lot. But the Phantom Knight, when it charges up, it charges forward and it swings upward, which means it hits the lower part of Kazuya, and he can't be invincible and like dash through it. So a little tough for
That'd be
Kazuya to
crazy.
play around. Zelda also has the neutral B to this sort of a get off me tool, and various ways to sort of space you out without a sword or anything, but like the side B and just her various hitboxes being a little further away. So if we are to see Zelda, I think that's kind of bad news for Willie's Kazuya, but we still, at least back here, have not seen who Alandis will be playing yet.
Mm-hmm. This could also mean that they are a massive just Legends of Zelda fan.
Could
they might
very
love,
well be.
like Breath of the Wild or... Oh! Okay.
We're getting a update from our producers. Sorry, we froze again. Okay, sounds like they tried to send in Alandis on Snake as well, which
do that.
Again, yeah, we've been saying all night is against the rules. Cannot do that. So we will now, it sounds like, be getting a Kazuya Ditto. Cool.
Right on. Yeah, Kazuya v Kazuya. Yeah, I'm wondering
Amen.
what the angle was with the double Snake play. Yeah, that's just not allowed, unfortunately. Well, luckily, I guess, for us, because that would honk shoe, if you will. Not be too fun to watch with two Snake players. But, yeah, so it will be Alandis instead on the Kazuya. So a Kazuya Ditto will be the response coming through from Fisher West. Not sure if that kind of throws a wrench into their plans, because I think they were really banking on this double Snake angle, right? So we'll have to see what that one looks like. But, I mean, Willie's Kazuya is pretty good. Don't know what Alandis' Kazuya looks like, but I would assume it is close, if not to par, with Willie's Kazuya. At least you would hope so, because Willie is very, very good at this character and knows all the ins and outs of this character. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting matchup. I don't think I've seen a Kazuya on Kazuya matchup ever. So this is going to be very exciting with how many electrics are about to be thrown out on my screen.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen a Kazuya Ditto in our crew battles either. Willie, no stranger to playing in Shoto fights, like, you know, going up into the Ryus and the Kens and the Terrys of the world. But yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen Willie's Kazuya go into another. I've seen Willie's Terry go into another Terry, but I don't know that I've seen Willie's Kazuya go into another Kazuya. So we're excuse me, we're loading into this thing. I'm holding it together
fighting.
Back here. As yeah,
Fighting demons,
Alandis
get it?
does
Because he's a demon, guys. Please
make
laugh,
his
please.
appearance onto our screen, not in the form of a snake, but a surprise Kazuya. But I can already tell from his movement, from the electric, and from that combo that he's not first-timing this character.
Yeah, definitely very aware of what the Kazuya can do. Able to find the first stock already off of Willie here, so we'll have to see how this one goes, as now it's potentially Willie's turn with some electrics being tossed out left and right. Another connection, and that's going to be the up smash. Won't quite find the kill. We'll find another electric going for that up special. Won't be able to find it. Another electric will, do the trick. So just trading blows here for this Kazuya v Kazuya matchup. And here we go. More electrics. Let's go.
Yeah, Willie getting caught rolling there. He will get a grab of his own and get to start his own combo on this platform. Ooh. Wow, Alandis gets a shield off in there to fall out of that combo. We're electricking each other's electric, which means you can't be hit because the electric hitbox is pretty high. Willie goes for the stun, doesn't land, and now the command grab, it does land onto Willie. Don't get confused by the Kazuyas on your screen. Alandis, the one in a suit, is helping me determine who is who, but Willie's Kazuya, the one with that aura about him, except no longer, that's the Rage Drive now, has disappeared. Wow, Willie stuck in his shield stun, can't quite get a punish there. Trying to avoid these lasers. Both of these players absolutely at a kill percentage as Alandis eats a laser there, and Willie's going to look for another one. Won't do that, excuse me, but a little back tilt there takes that stock, and Willie holding on to this one at 159.
Sorry for the brief pause there. I'm trying to listen to the music. I feel like that's Cynthia's theme.
I believe it is.
Which is, what a selection. I mean,
yeah,
that's
for
just
this
a great song choice for this matchup. But yeah, now Willie down to their final stock, has to try to get through this Kazuya Ditto, another electric connecting. That will lead into another one, trying to connect that one. Won't quite find it, but this might just do it. The up special going just wide. Spot dodge coming through from Willie. Yet again has that Rage Drive up and ready to go. So we'll have to see if that one makes an appearance here in this very, very close matchup. But Willie hesitant to go for the electric there off that edge, being at the very high percentage that they find themselves.
Yeah, Willie, not much room for error here, but again, with Alandis at a percent like 60, now 73, 84, you have to think that just one Kazuya combo might do it. No Rage Drive online, but it will still be enough to take Willie's last stock. So Alandis comes out on top in the Kazuya Mishima Ditto. And Fisher at 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time has taken set 1.
Set 1 under wraps here for Fisher. Find themselves up with a 1-0 lead, winning out on that Kazuya Ditto. But it got close. It got down to 4 stocks to 3 at the very end, only winning by those 4 stocks. But SU unable to see that final player on that Fisher West roster. But yeah, now we know kind of what Alandis can bring to the table, right? We have that Snake, and now the Kazuya sitting in the back as well, looking pretty darn good. So we'll have to see if Kronos even comes in again on the Snake. I'd be interested to see if they just pull that player altogether or put them on a different character to see if Alandis can play Snake instead. But still, nonetheless, Fisher West up 1-0 in this series, looking to close it out in the series to come.
Yeah, looking pretty good, looking pretty strong. Alandis, we knew, was going to be a threat, and certainly did not disappoint. I did not think we were going to see Alandis, but Fisher trying to put in 2 snakes is very much against the rules. So forced to pull out a secondary and still made the most of it in a 3 stocks to 3 stocks head-to-head into another Kazuya here. Willie, looking good on his own, but again, like only so much you can do in a Ditto, and, you know, trading blow for blow, like we said, very close between the two of them, but Alandis gets the better of this one, and I'm sure Willie would love that matchup again if he's able to get to this point in a second set, but check in another hour from now, and we might be there.
Yeah, I mean, very true. So we'll have to see what the starts are from both of these teams. I mean, if you're on the SU side of things, it might be interesting to see if you do start Kip here instead and go back to kind of the tried and true to see what happens with that start. If you just kind of keep it the same, or maybe it's Willie going in first instead to try to get through a lot of those early stocks, but that one would surprise me. But again, it's just kind of that toss-up. We don't really know for sure what these rosters are going to look for in this second set, because everything resets. All the players back on the field, and now characters kind of a toss-up on the side of Fisher, with them trying to go with that double snake strat, which is not supported by the rules.
Yeah, so sounds like as we wait to hop into our second set here, we are going to take a quick breather on our end, so don't go anywhere. We do still have likely an exciting conclusion to this Fisher Shenandoah series, so we will be back very, very soon for the second set.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Oh boy! Hey, we thought we had a little bit more time. This is not a button check. It is Landis on the Snake immediately. It'll be a little bit of a switch up here. They do want Landis on this Snake player. Kronos not seeing the light of day here tonight, but already SU off to a much stronger start here on starting AJ here on this Falco. So this player out of the way might be massive for SU here in the future, and some strings getting put together already from AJ in the air. Does get hit by that grenade, but still looking much, much better. C4 on that left platform, by the way. Keep your eyes on it as they land on top of it, both of them. Oh my god.
Yeah, AJ looking pretty good to start this thing. Fisher, oh man, catching that roll from AJ and downloading. I guarantee that he rolled to the right, so we'll see if that happens again. That is a crazy hitbox, but well, how about it? AJ recovering with the side B and confirming it into a back air. Starts this thing off with first blood and puts SU up in their first lead of this series.
Yup, Tilt able to
Just
finish
like
the job there, trying to find the Nikita missile instead. The C4 replaced onto that platform will be able to find some good percentage there on to AJ's Falco thus far. The down air connecting as well. AJ struggling to get that early advantage, that early start that they were able to find on that first stock here. Still trying to find those reflects, find those shines, send the grenades back in the direction of Landis, trying to get those up tilts going there, up airs, excuse me, going, but can't quite continue that momentum as the grenades and the ledge guard coming through from Landis won't be able to strike true, but instead the C4 will, and that will be the second stock off of AJ's Falco.
Yeah, much cleaner second stock than first stock from Landis. High expectations from this Snake player, given that we saw another Snake player on this roster before Fisher learned the rules of crew battles, but not expecting to see Cronus come in again, because we know that Landis's Snake is very, very strong. So AJ looking to make the most of this pretty tough matchup, but a matchup that SU has trusted him to deal with. C4 goes wide, two C4s go wide there. Make it a third from Landis as the explosives are still raining. Wow, yeah, got me. I didn't see that one. Too much for AJ. Landis's Snake very much clicking after that first stock. Bit of a hiccup to start things for Fisher, but pulling the reins in and starting this thing pretty similar to how they did just one set ago.
Yeah, Landis able to take that first 3 stocks fairly cleanly, only losing one of their own. Now you have to assume that this would be either Kip or Igloo to come in to try and respond to the Snake. It does look like it is Igloo sitting down in the driver's seat here for SU. So assuming that Yoshi into Snake matchup here yet again as we hop into the beautiful replays of that last stock. AJ off to a very hot start, but just couldn't quite find their footing after finding that first one.
Yeah, I think Alandis was just caught a little off guard by the speed that AJ was playing with to start. But Alandis quickly caught on and started to, play the setup game and made the most of it. So walking away with 3 stocks. Again, these replays, nothing crazy, right? AJ making his way to C4s that we couldn't see. And that's tough. That's the Snake matchup. Losing track of C4s is a great way to lose your stocks, unfortunately. So Alandis still on the board, looking to get more. Yeah, we said it. Igloo now sitting in the hot seat, was not able to find the conversion that I'm sure he wanted last time going into the other Snake. But see if Igloo's able to write a different story this time. Paint a different picture, if you will. Shout out Expedition 33.
Great game, by the way. As soon as it said painted it, I was like, I know where this is going. I know what this is going to do. Yeah, phenomenal game if you've not played it. A Game of the Year nominee.
Likely.
In the running. Yeah, I think deserves Game of the Year, personally, but we shall see if that comes true in the, I don't know, when is that, award ceremony? Is that
usually early December?
Okay, okay. I didn't know if it was
November.
in January. Because I know Oscars are their year. It's not the end of the year. It's mid-year. It's kind of their calendar year.
I'm pretty sure it's early December because it's usually one of our last weeks of the semester.
Yeah, so, you're totally right.
And it's always
that.
on a Thursday, so we get to go to B-Dub.
Nice. How exciting. Well, you know what else is exciting? This matchup. We got Yoshi, Igloo, coming in against Alandis' Snake here, trying to seal the deal, find 2 stocks cleanly, and keep SU in this crew battle. But thus far, the ground getting watered with grenades and bombs and all sorts of explosives coming through from Snake, already racking up 42%. The Nikita missile is up and going, and Igloo struggling to approach the Snake right now. A lot of great spacing coming out with the placement of these grenades.
Yeah, it's just overwhelming, right? This is the Snake brand. Igloo trying his best to dance around it, trying to weave in his own hitboxes, and does find his way in here and is going to look to get it, but Snake did pull a grenade in there, so that's part of another reason why Snake is such a great character, is that he can fall out of these combos. Even when you find your way in, Snake more than willing to blow himself up as well as you to get out of a combo and avoid what would likely be more damage. So again, just this character very, very well-rounded and problematic.
Down B coming through. We'll be able to find the kill there. I believe that was a falling C4 yet again coming through from Alandis, able to find that kill, but now with 107 remaining here on the second stock, Igloo trying to close the door and find this first stock in this matchup, but already Alandis looking very, very strong already in the second stock of Igloo, already built up to 102. C4's mortars getting tossed up left and right now from Alandis. Nikita missile up in the air. We'll be able to connect and find the second stock off of our dancing dinosaur.
Yeah, the Igloo, again, just sort of struggling to find his way in and find results. 130% is a good sign as a back air connects, but it's still not enough. Going to go up and try to find the eggs. None of them quite land that time, and the up air falls short as well. So we return back to the stage, and Snake setting up more grenades. Oh man, Igloo with a hard read there on the up smash, but facing the wrong way means the hitbox comes out late and does not connect onto Snake. So 157% still on this snake. Is Igloo going to try to go up high once again and just land? Yeah, you have to think at this point, an up air would do it, a back air would do it. Maybe an egg, depending on where Snake is, but there's that back air to finally get that stock off of Alandis.
Yeah, 75%, however, still built up onto Igloo's third stock. Has to try to find this one without losing it, right? To try to set up SU for a potential run here in set number 2, but already going to be very, very difficult. Going for that up tilt. We'll find the up air off of the grenade, the dash attack. Nikita missile now back up in the air. Won't be able to connect. Patience coming through from Igloo, the jab, the down smash as well. Can't quite find the connections. Good shields, good dodges coming through, and that will be yet again another C4 from Alandis. 6 stocks now out of the way.
Yeah, once again looking pretty familiar to last set. 2 stocks down through 2 players on SU's roster. This time a different snake in the mix, but more of the same woes for SU. Now Kip, the one forced to go in and try to clean up this last stock, but have to say, last time he did it, it looked pretty smooth. Kip did not lose a single stock, I don't believe, and was extremely aggressive and successful into the other snake. So see if he's able to replicate that success, but definitely would not want to replicate what we're seeing here.
Yeah, Kip now the answer, the response from SU to try to get Alandis out of the way, and see now the second player on Fisher. We would assume that could be Nexus on the Falco. Maybe Kronos has a different character that's not Snake. We will have to wait and see what the selection is. But like I said in the first set, first things first, you got to get through Alandis on this final stock, and Kip will be the one to make the go-ahead try, the first try at this final stock that Alandis is holding on to.
Yep, 1 stock at a time. It's the only way to approach this game, especially when you are behind in a measurable deficit like this. Kip just tasked with getting through this 1 snake stock. Don't worry about who's coming in next, and don't worry about what else you've got ahead of you. Just hold on to your stocks and get through this one. And again, I sort of alluded to it just a minute ago that last time we saw this matchup, Kip did look very comfortable, very confident, and made it happen. Went in, took the 1 stock, did not lose any, and set his team up in a bit more manageable of a 9-6 situation in favor of Fisher. So, see if he's able to replicate that. I mean, that's the $1 million question as we prepare to load into this one pretty quick. Can Kip find that same amount of success as he found about an hour ago?
Yeah, it's going to be hard, right? I mean, the playstyles seem somewhat similar between these 2 snakes, but Alandis does seem a little bit faster than Kronos with a lot of the grenades, the C4 placements as well, and able to kind of really fish for some more aerial control than I feel Kronos was able to find in the first set. So right out of the gate, Nikita missile, the one to connect first. Hydrant is down, but here come the grenades, able to kind of do what Kip does with the hydrant and the apple, really kind of control space and make you decide, all right, do you want a grenade to the face or a Nikita missile to the face? Kip opts for the Nikita missile, trying to find some sort of percentage there on the ledge guard. Goes for the grab, but could not find that one either. Kip struggling to get close to Alandis.
Yeah, got a hunch we're going to be here for a minute. This Alandis snake is pretty different from Kronos' snake, and so far the results have not been the same for Kip, as Alandis much more patient, much more willing to sit on the far side of the stage and force Kip to make uncomfortable decisions. And Alandis, look at this, we're just rolling away, going for the Nikita missiles. Kip, gets an opportunity to get up and punish the Nikita missile and only gets a forward tilt for it. So tough break for Kip. That's not going to be win and smash in the long run, as this one, he might not make it back. Can't quite do it. Yep, Kip bit of a misplay there. Waits too long to put the trampoline down and loses the stock for it.
Yeah, and that's also a hard recovery to have anyways, with the mortar ledge guard getting spammed there. Just able to catch a 2-frame fairly easily with the big blast zone that the mortar landing does have. So even if they were able to find the trampoline, it would be a difficult recovery to try to get back onto stage safely. The hydrant kicked off in the direction, key in hand, goes just wide, 95% built up onto Alandis' final stock here, just trying to find any kind of pressure kill move. The back throw will be there, but can't quite find it. As now the mortar's getting tossed up yet again. Kip very close to losing their second stock as well, but we'll be able to connect that side B and find the final stock of Alandis but only losing one.
Yeah, okay. So, trading 1 for 1. Slightly worse than last set, but not by much, as Kip still does retain 2 stocks into whoever Fisher will opt to put in next. Last game, it was Falco. Nexus is Falco, and I have to assume that it's probably going to be that again, given that Pac-Man is still the one requiring a response. But, yeah, take a look at how these 2 stocks resolve themselves. Again, just tough beat from Kip on the trampoline, and then good confirm there from the bell into the side B. Means that we are getting our next player into this lobby, and it is not one I recognize.
I did not see the name that came up on.
It's like Kuro Ashi or something.
Kuro Ashi. Well, that's not any of the Switch names, or at least the tags here. The Switch name can, of course, be different than the tag. So,
yeah.
Not sure who's coming through here for Fisher West. It could be a little bit of a mix-up. Maybe someone that's not thought to be on the team. Unsure. But I would definitely assume that this is just kind of a different Switch name. Now, if you're looking at it, I feel like maybe Wolf could be the answer here into the Pac-Man. Well, I mean, Nexus is still available, but that is not the Switch that we saw join. So we haven't seen the Wolf join yet, so that could be their Switch, maybe trying to get some playtime on the Wolf here for Taz the Beast is the Wolf player for Fisher West. So still kind of works in the same function with that Reflect and has some pretty strong aerial combinations that you can string together with a Wolf. And the ledge guard as well is very, very strong with the forward tilt. If you angle that down just a little bit, it can go underneath and really find a very strong 2-frame with a very, very powerful F-tilt that the Wolf does have.
Yeah, Wolf is a very well-rounded character, if that's who we're getting. I am very curious. We're going to find out. It will be Wolf. Wow, what a snipe. So, Wolf, the response instead of Nexus is Falco. Interesting decision. Maybe didn't like the look that Falco had last time. Maybe Falco went to bed.
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah. But ultimately, Wolf still very much a good choice into Pac-Man for all the same reasons that Falco is a good choice. Again, started saying it, Wolf just a very well-rounded character. Might be able to punish Pac-Man's recoveries. We'll see if we get into that situation. But keep an eye out for the reflectors. That's going to be causing problems for Pac-Man's various projectiles.
Ooh. Yeah, thus far, they're looking pretty darn good into this Wolf matchup is Kip. I mean, we know we have a lot of experience into this character with Nimstafa being on this team for plenty of years, who was a very, very strong Wolf player. Forward smash, able to find one through the hydrant. That's one down on the side of Taz the Beast. So we'll have to see if they can keep up that momentum for Kip and find a clean 2-stock survival here into this Wolf player, but still 92% built up. A raw kick and up tilt can be pretty darn close to finding this stock, depending on where they are on the map. Specifically, that raw kick can do a whole lot of work if it finds that sweet spot.
Yeah, so up smash lands on Kip's shield. Bell goes wide. Man, excuse me. Kip with a read on the tech. connects a well-placed forward smash. So Kip doing a great job not letting previous woes affect this game. Does drift right onto an up smash there, but won't dive for it, which kind of surprises me. As another up smash comes out, you have to think that we're going to see more of those, as Taz the best looking to just find their first stock, but another up smash goes wide. Kip very much starting to pick up on the tendencies of this player, and landing on Kip's shield.
Oh! All right,
That's a new one for me.
A little mix-up, a little ring around the rosy with the side B there. Able to find 3 very clean stocks here is Kip, and really bring this one back. Oh, it's a 6-5 now, I believe, the stock count here in favor of Fisher West, only by 1.
Yeah, very stark momentum shift here for SU if they're able to maintain this. But Kip making light work of Taz the best. Just never could get things rolling, and it was clear that Kip very quickly caught on to a lot of habits from this Wolf player, throwing out nairs on landing, up airs going wide. The reflectors were never really prominent. The big thing that I liked from Taz the best was the value he was getting from his neutral bees. The lasers were the big generating factor in getting Kip up to these high percentages, but when it came to crunch time, when it came to put that stock away, Kip was dancing all around those hitboxes, and yeah, great read there on the tech. And then finally, whatever this bell is, yeah, again,
That's
landing
crazy.
with
Wow.
the back air, hits the bell. I think extends his own hitbox into the bell by trying to attack there, and sets up Kip perfectly for one of his own little
Whoop.
ooh, yeah, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, one stock now separating these two teams.
Yeah, so now you got to think, you would think Nexus would be the answer here if the Falco was still available. Because, I mean, you had that reflect still. It's a little bit faster than the Wolf player, the Wolf character as a whole. So I feel like that makes the most sense, just because just the reflect is so good into Pac-Man when used properly, and then just being able to combo that into things of your own is always a big plus when you can control a Galaga or get a bell for yourself or reflect a key, whatever it may be. So that's kind of what I'm expecting to come out from Fisher West. I know there's still a lot of players on the table, but yeah, Kip able to stay alive, survive with those 2 stocks, which is a massive deal for SU in this second set, trying to keep that momentum going and set up themselves or Willie onto the final player of Fisher West after whoever the response is for this 6-3 stock player from Fisher.
Yeah, I have to think that the best option would be Nexus on the Falco. It's just a matter of, is Fisher putting in backups to get
fair.
more experience? I was not impressed with that Wolf showing into Pac-Man, and I have to imagine that might have been again, like, even before seeing that gameplay, I don't know that there was a reason to put in Wolf over Nexus's Falco. But if the Falco is still on the table, then yeah, I think that makes total sense. And if Fisher is here to win in this set, not let this go to 3, then I have to imagine the decision would be Falco.
Yeah, I feel like it makes the most sense. Sin on the Jigglypuff, it doesn't really... I mean, they control airspace pretty well, but Pac-Man does pretty good in the airspace that the Jigglypuff wants to try to control with their back airs. So I wouldn't expect that character selection to come through. I mean, they still have a Wario, a PT, and a Mii Brawler on the back end of things as well for Fisher West. We know Wario's a pretty fun character to see and can do some pretty good work with their up air juggling capabilities. Mii Brawler, of course, does pretty well with that, what is it, Thrupper, I believe, is the up special. Or at least one of the up specials that you can select on that character. As we do have confirmation, we do see in the arena, it is Nexus on the Falco is what we look to see coming up here against Kip.
You know, I learned after that series, whichever team that was, I forget, that had a crazy me brawler that was just like stealing stocks left and right at like 50%. And I said Thrupper like 90 times over that broadcast. Apparently, Thrupper is like thrust upper or something, like, or upper thrust. It's like a combination of two words that are the actual name of the ability.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that was
I would not have
news
put
to
that
me.
together.
I literally just like 5 minutes before that show was talking to Captain Igloo, and he was like, "Yeah, he's got this move called Thrupper," and then I
hooked on that one real fast
and did not let it get away. So maybe we'll see a me brawler, see some Thruppers, but I wouldn't mind. I know our producer would because he hated me after that show.
That's true. They were
just saying Thrupper so many times.
Thrupper.
Yeah, but he just said can't confirm in our ear. Yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah, that was
But
a fun
I believe
one.
we won.
I do believe we did win that series, so that of course makes it all the better when we can have some fun on the desk and win at the same time. That's always a big plus. But yeah, back to the challenge at hand here with Fisher West. Nexus Falco into Kip Pac-Man. There we go. With 2 stocks remaining on the Pac-Man as well. I mean, Kip is very experienced with this matchup. I mean, we have AJ on the roster as well, who plays Falco, and is pretty darn good at that character as well, but has not been able to find the success that they were quite looking for here today, but still is a very prominent player with Falco and gives Kip a lot of practice time with how to work around a reflect, how to work around the shine, right? And how to capitalize on the aerial game that Falco tends to have, right? With up tilts. We did see Nexus do a lot of down airs, however, and really go for those spike moves into those back airs with those fast falls, which is definitely hard to get out of. If done correctly by the Falco, I believe it is fairly close to a true combo, depending on how fast you get that fall down. But yeah, it's going to be a hard ask for Kip here up against this Falco, but I think it is definitely doable, and we could get to Fisher's 4th player here before Willie has to come out.
Yeah, Kip very much not lacking in matchup experience. As you said, it's just a matter of this is a tough matchup. That's all this boils down to. It's hard for a Pac-Man to play into Falco, period. And as we confirm that Nexus is the next player coming in for Fisher, 3 stocks ahead of Kip right now, coming off the back of a 3 stock against Taz the Best. So momentum certainly favoring Kip right now, but we'll see if it's enough to maintain or if Nexus is able to sort of stuff this fire out and get this thing rolling again for Fisher.
We did also get a quick update on our Marvel Rivals team. We mix it up. Marvel Rivals is down 0-2 here against, I can't remember the school that they are playing right now. Maybe our producer can grab that one for us and whisper it in our ears. But yeah, so ODU is who we are playing up against here in Marvel Rivals. So down 0-2, has to now try to find a reverse sweep to stay alive in this one, as we see Nexus and Kip go at it here on the Smash Bros side of things. A lot of percentage built up on both of these players, 88-72. The Shine coming through, trying to nullify the projectile game that Kip gets to play with. A good recovery coming through. Bell in place. Z-drop, not quite. We'll try to throw it, try to find that forward smash as well, but can't quite find it with 82%. We'll be able to find that one, almost able to find the kill, but able to survive is Nexus.
I didn't say it the first time we watched these 2 players play, but I'm starting to think it again. I'm starting to think that Nexus also has a lot of matchup experience into Pac-Man, and the reason I say that is because I'm very impressed with his ability to know what it takes to break the hydrant. He seems very deliberate in he'll go like down tilt into reflector or down tilt into, like a falling back air or something, neutral air. Every time it feels very deliberate. It goes at an angle that he's expecting, and that's something that you don't often see players stew into Kip's Pac-Man. So as much as we talked up Kip's matchup experience into Falco, I am starting to pick up that I think Nexus has a good amount of matchup experience into Pac-Man. But now Kip still has one stock to work with. Well-placed reflector there sends the hydrant right back to him. And now Kip a little uncomfortable here. Nexus isn't able to get the ledge guard there. But Kip with no fruit in hand can't make it. Well, it does make it back on stage. Bell goes just wide. But 120% on this Pac-Man is looking pretty scary.
Bell in hand yet again, does get tossed out, but picked up there by Nexus. Means that Kip cannot farm for really anything else. Does land the Bell, but can't find anything off of it. Kip going for that grab. Back throw, won't be able to find the kill just yet. The orange getting thrown towards the left-hand side, trying to catch a fast fall attempt from Nexus, but does not fall for it. Hydrant is there, going for that up smash, just trying to seal the deal is Nexus, but won't be able to connect. Back air going just wide as well.
Yeah, that up smash was extremely close, but Kip's hydrant sort of bailing him out there. Now both of these players at extremely high percentages. Gotta look out for that reflector. So Kip, I'm sure, very aware of it, but with a key, yep, the reflectors are... Oh man, that makes me anxious. Anything reflected back at Kip would 100% kill him. So that's why you're starting to see Nexus just not hold back on these reflectors. That one sets him up again with a hydrant setup of his own against Pac-Man. Gets the hydrant bouncing and lands with a forward air to sort of force Kip to make a decision, and sort of runs out of time. Forward air connects, and Nexus walks away with a win.
5 stocks now to 3 in favor of Fisher West. 1 player remaining for SU. Willie, the one that we are anticipating to come through as we see them sit down in that chair as we hop into some of the replays in that last matchup. But now if you're Willie, you have Alandis out of the way, who gave you trouble in that first set rather on the Kazuya mirror. So it'll be interesting to see what Willie decides to do here. It does look like it will be the Kazuya, and they did select Hollow Bastion, just trying to get rid of those platforms that can be a little bit of a problem for Kazuya to work around with those tech rolls, those tech situations that you can find yourself in. You can kind of find your way out of some of these Kazuya combos if time allows, right? If Willie does not get there fast enough. Because with Kazuya being a Shoto, it automatically faces you with whatever move it wants to use. So you have to react a little bit quickly to try to get out of some of these ones. But it does look like we will be hopping right into this matchup. Willie, Kazuya, Nexus, the Falco with 2 stocks remaining.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did Willie's Kazuya go in start against Nexus on that 1 stock? I don't remember. I guess must have, right? Because Nexus came in second and Willie came in with 7 stocks ahead of him. So last time we saw these players meet, Willie, again, made pretty quick work of the 1 stock that Nexus had. This time around, Nexus untouched through 30 seconds of gameplay and finding 78% of his own, but doesn't take much for a Kazuya to find one little window, and here we go. Okay, never mind. Falco will be able to fall out of the combo. Electric goes wide, and Nexus keeping this thing rolling. Oh no, Willie gets caught air dodging. Not enough to lose his stock just yet. Rage Drive also still online. Might look to use it before going down, but cannot get it off. So a lot of damage left on the board in the form of that Rage Drive. But now Willie finally getting an opportunity, but again, can't convert it into much.
Yeah, finds an electric, but again, there's the crumple. That will be able to find the first stock here off of Nexus. Only 1 stock remaining here for the Falco. 1 loss on the side of Willie as well. Up tilt, up air. Will be able to connect in full. Great combination coming through. Now, Willie just trying to end that one there with the spike, but can't quite find that connection as Nexus is able to recover. Back there connecting and will find the kill as well. SU now down to their final stock.
Yeah, Willie just really struggling to find any semblance of the look we saw last time he played against Nexus. I mean, he took full control, has had opportunities to go on strings like that, but just like that, Nexus going off stage, finding the rising up air. Oh, and Willie misses the tech. So that will do it. Nexus takes full control of this series after what looked like a strong break from SU with the 3 stock coming from Kip. Nexus goes 5 stocks straight, only losing 1 along the way, and takes care of business. Fisher walks away with a 2-0 win over Shenandoah.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this team was going to be difficult. We knew that the record was not truly what this Fisher West team was capable of. They now advanced to that 3-2 record. SU, I believe, now falling to 2-2, if I am not mistaken. I believe they now fall to 2-2 in this group of Div 1. So, yeah, it's definitely tough to go into some of these opponents. But, I mean, SU, they played well, right? Fisher West is a very, very powerful team with very tricky characters to try to go into, and they went toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah, plenty to be happy about, plenty to improve upon as well. Certain aspects of today definitely did not go SU's way. AJ and Igloo just struggling to get things rolling. But Willie very much shining toward the end of set 1 there, starting to go on a run of what would have been almost impossible anyway, but forced into a Kazuya Ditto and holding his own pretty well against a very, very strong opponent, Alandis, who is, I believe Igloo said, Lumi rank honorable mention. So, extremely talented player. Knew that was going to be hard no matter what. But, yeah, plenty to be proud of, plenty to look back on and improve upon. Ultimately, can't be disappointed if you're SU, but take this, learn from it, and keep chugging through your NECC season.
Yeah, I mean, they still have some games to come up here with NECC. They are only 2-2, so they still look pretty good in this group thus far. They do play the other Fisher team next. So now,
how cool is that?
The other Fisher team is technically better than this Fisher team. Fisher Navy is, I believe, their A team, and Fisher West is their B team. So definitely some tough matchups coming up here for SU next week, trying to bounce back. But I believe that does it for us right now. I know Marvel Rivals is still playing, so best of luck to them in their journey for a reverse sweep to win that series 3-2. Potentially, they are down 0-2 the last time we heard. So hopefully Game 3 is going very, very well. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Drop a like, drop a follow, comment, whatever you may do wherever you are watching here tonight. Thank you so much for sticking with us. I've been Ben Kincaid, joined by Chris Clayton, and we will see you soon, tomorrow probably. Yeah, see you.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway.
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
Cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.